Bron, here's with the recap.
All right, so last time on Pulp Cthulhu, we went to Chicago and looking for Benny's niece, Ruth. Got stuck in a snowstorm on the way there.
Mm-hmm.
Took a little longer than expected. You spent a little bit of time investigating. Met a blind girl who could apparently see into the future, Shay, who helped you find out where, or essentially just pointed you in the direction of the police station, and the police helped you find where the Wendigo was hiding out. And ventured into a mine. Bo almost died, decided to run out and fight it one-on-one. Went surprisingly well.
Had a cool fight scene.
Had a cool fight scene. All things considered, very, very, very lucky that you didn't die there.
Yeah, Steve and I were pulling out our hair yet again.
So very lucky you didn't die. And you kind of technically did. You're at what? How much luck now?
22.
22. So yeah.
Not waking up at a car session, hopefully.
So yeah, hopefully nothing bad happens this session.
But Shay came with us.
Yeah, Shay came with you guys, but only so far. She didn't go all the way up to the mine or anything.
No, she came with us.
Oh yeah, after everything.
Yeah.
But big important thing that happened was you did find Ruth. Benny almost shot her because he thought that she had eaten some human flesh and turned into a Wendigo, but it turns out he was just going a little crazy because of all the stuff that had been going on. And I'm pretty sure it was everything important. Oh yeah, the Wendigo's dead.
Wendigo is dead. Confirmed.
Officially big dead. No longer among the living.
The Ark villain has been defeated.
Yep.
Was it from The Cabin in the Woods? The evil has been defeated.
Yeah.
Hooray!
But Van will be the keeper. Is it called keepers?
Yes, keepers.
They're called keepers. Because I'm prepping for Chronicles of Darkness, and they're called storytellers.
Why can't they all just be the same thing?
Game master.
Yeah.
But so go ahead, Van.
Okay. So I'm actually going to open us up with a poem based off of the poem by Clement Moore, Visit from St. Nicholas. 'Twas a week before Christmas when all through the house the magic was stirring, all thanks to Herr Faust. The doors were all locked, some repaired now with care, with hope of a cure, come the new year. Shay now lay nestled all snug in her bed, while visions of monsters danced in her head. And Beau in his nightclothes, with his hands in his lap, had just settled his brain after mending his bat. When out in the drive there rose such a clatter, Parker sprang from his bed, gun in hand, never mattered. Away to the window, then he flew like a flash. No more ducking for cover, he was through with Balderdash, my bad.
You wrote this!
I know!
I like this so far.
Yeah, well, I had scribbled through and then rewritten, so he was through with Balderdash. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave sight of a car idling below. So.
Spoiler alert, guys, this is a Christmas episode.
Yeah!
and to break the illusion, we are filming this on Christmas.
Yeah, because we all have jobs and schedules are stupid. But anyway. So, you end up hearing a knock on the front door.
I'm going to go up and open it. Hello there.
It's Selena. I needed Parker.
Parker!
He comes down the stairs, gun still in hand. So, he recognizes Selena. A bit of a look of confusion, because it is, if you couldn't tell by the moon on the breast of the new fallen snow, it is still very early in the morning. So, after a bit of confusion, he ends up stepping out and they talk for a moment. And he comes back, goes upstairs, and he is now dressed. He kind of nods to the group and just says, I'll be leaving. I need to have business with Melvin. And
Wave as he leaves. Wave as he departs.
Selena's standing in the doorway still, kind of looking back into the house.
Just like slowly close the door on her.
She puts her hand in the door real fast.
Well,
Crunch.
Selena, you can go now.
There's someone else here?
No, there isn't. Just
And she's still pushing against the doors. Wait. And she's looking like she's following something that you can't see with her eyes.
bye, Selena, and just like close the door on her.
And before you close the door, you hear Echo! Door closed. Shay, where are you?
Shay probably. Suppose she's probably in a guest bedroom. You have plenty of guest bedrooms, right?
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
two. We have two guest bedrooms.
Okay. So
It was Selena's. Now it's yours.
Yeah. Alright. So, I assume she's still in bed. Oh yeah, by the way, Brian is now playing Shay. We didn't do character intros.
Yeah.
Or like introduction.
You're playing Shay.
yeah, I know.
She's
it's gonna be-
10 and
She's
blind.
not 10.
Actually, 15 now. She had a
Yes.
December birthday.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
so.
Okay.
So.
She's a
She's
teenager.
15
But
and
also-
blind.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Mostly
you
because,
just
like,
wanted-
we don't know where Izzy is. This is convenient.
You just wanted to make some top jokes again, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
That's all I needed to know.
The look of Shay, yes.
That's all I needed to know.
So, you're still in bed, I assume.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you feel something that you can't quite see pop up at the end of the bed.
Okay. That I can't quite see.
Can't quite see.
That's new.
Yeah. So you feel something thump against the end of the
Just gonna
bed.
call out, just, Benny, do you have a dog?
You hear on the bed sheets just a tail thumping against the
Okay, yeah.
sheets.
Kind of like sit up and reach out to where I think its head is and kind of like try and scratch around, give it head pats.
Question, was Echo tangible? Like,
When he wants to be.
okay, all right.
When he chooses to be
that
tangible.
bitch definitely wants some pedos. So
Okay.
yeah, you give him that doggo some scratches.
Yeah,
Okay, so
yeah.
seriously,
Giving him descriptions.
yeah. So you reach out and you come in contact with exceptionally soft fur,
Mhm.
and you just hear very faint. It almost sounds like soft echoing of a dog panting, kind
Okay.
of far off.
Would I have heard her say that? Does Benny have a dog?
She was being loud enough to.
Yeah, I
apparently
called out
get
to
me-
like wherever the hell Benny is in this
Yeah.
massive ass house.
yeah,
Like, do you have
you
a
would.
dog?
So I'm gonna
'Cause I've been
head
here for a
towards
little while.
The bedroom.
Okay, so you walk in and you see Shay just heading the air.
We don't have psychic powers.
Unless you
What are you
roll
doing?
psychic.
I'm petting. I guess it's Benny's dog. I didn't know he had a dog. I've been here like a week and haven't run into him.
I didn't know he had one either. And I live with him.
Is it not Benny's dog?
You're petting air.
No, I can feel him. He's right here.
I'm just gonna like walk over and just try to also go through the air.
All right, so you feel nothing.
There's nothing here.
So
Just kind of a confused expression, petting, slowing down. What? You're pulling my leg, right? Yeah, you're pulling my leg.
I'm not pulling anything. I'm petting air.
What day is it?
it is a week almost exactly before Christmas. So, it's in the poem. You should have listened.
No, I didn't pay attention.
I'm joking. Wow.
I think I was making sure the thing was still
Yes,
recording.
you're fine. So yeah. Shay is currently still stroking the air, looking very confused.
You can stop stroking the air because I'm standing right in front of you and there's nothing here.
Would you like to roll psychic to see if you can?
I'm not gonna get it, but I'll sure go for it.
That's fine.
And here's where I should have cover the dice, act like I rolled it. There's my one.
Oh, so crazy.
Definitely not.
Gotcha. So,
I'm gonna send a message to Benny and be like, Shay's in here petting Air, your dog.
Well, like looking at like the little door hole to make sure like Selena actually left. Did she leave?
she at first would peek back, kind of looking through the windows.
You just see an eye.
Yeah, it's a really big blue eye. It's terrifying. So you would look through, or she was looking through the window trying to see if she could see anything, but after a few minutes she ends up turning around and heading back to her car. You could kind of see Parker in the distance waiting at the car trying to see what she's doing before they both load into the vehicle and drive up.
I'm gonna respond as I'm like making sure like the door's locked and the deadbolt's locked. No, we don't have a dog, but Selena mentioned Echo.
Well, I believe that Echo's in the room in front of me.
Well, just leave it be. It's a ghost. Can't really do much.
So I'm just gonna slowly walk, because I'm watching Shay just pet Air, and I'm like, okay. Just like walk out of the room.
Okay. So it's still pretty early in the morning.
The fun
it's
early.
Probably about 4 o'clock in the
I'm
morning.
going back to bed.
100% going back to bed.
Okay, that's fair.
100% going back to bed.
So you two end up heading back, and you feel the dog circle around a couple of times at your feet before plopping down, making sure it stays pretty close to your legs before eventually the pressure just alleviates and there's nothing there. So,
Okay.
you guys continue on.
Kind of
with your
pat around looking for it.
a doggy. So, you guys end up probably sleeping in. I'd say it is pretty cold out by now. Unless someone would like to get up early.
8 a.m. bright and early every day.
All right, that's fair.
I can't do that in real life, so I'll do it in this game.
I live vicariously through my character. So, you guys end up receiving
3 p.m. bright and early.
Noon, just man, half the day's gone already.
So
I'm up this early?
you end up receiving a phone call, and it's Dr. Gray.
Well, hello there, Doctor.
Hello. I would prefer if your group would come and speak with me at my home. I admit I've not been very trusting with you or very trusting of you, and would like to give you some tools to help aid you in your search for Annabeth.
We'll see what we can do.
Just at your earliest convenience is fine.
No buy. He doesn't deserve a
Oh,
buy.
wow.
He doesn't deserve a buy.
Also super important.
Also, I just click.
Yes. Just trying to mend the relationship.
But
Wow.
I want to wait for everyone else to wake up before we
I'd be waking up at this time.
Okay.
When I get up, I'm kind of go, here, boy, come on, let's go downstairs.
I just want to walk by and look
You're
over
downstairs.
I mean, or
Who the heck would put a blind girl up at the top floor?
That's a good point. It's a good fucking point.
But yeah,
The
that's his
guest
bedroom.
bedroom is downstairs.
Yeah, he has the entire upper.
No, me and Bo.
Oh,
Yeah.
they have the upper.
We bougie.
Point of order. I put the railroad bond back.
Okay.
Yep.
I figured.
I don't need it.
As I'm coming down the steps, I'm just going to look over, seeing Shay calling for the ghost dog, just going, oh, what the fuck? I guess I'm really walking.
Fucking
Weird. Damn.
All right. Would you like to roll a psychic to try and
sure.
summon him?
Where's my other? Oh no. Oh no.
Roll it on the soft
Yeah,
felt.
I'll use yours
dropped it
because
down.
mine are currently in
We
the
roll-
bag
we-
still.
We have soft felt.
So
Just
psychic.
dropped it off.
You just
Yes.
dropped it.
Yes.
Wow.
That is a 67, which is a pass.
Cool. All right. So just a few seconds later, you end up feeling the dog jump up onto the bed and start licking your face.
Okay. Just like, come on, patting my leg and then walking, slowly towards the door, having kind of memorized the layout of the room already.
All right.
Does Shay have to go to school? Does Shay do school?
Oh no, it is. Well, first off, Shay is homeless. So, second off, it's probably winter break. So even if she did,
Yeah, we need to put Shay in school. The thing that we
homeschool.
need- Yeah.
We'll homeschool.
Who?
Parker is very knowledgeable. He's very intelligent and book smart.
I
People who
think
may
Parker would care less about homeschooling Shay.
people who may have to
Like,
fucking
all right, now-
leave at the drop of a hat.
Yeah.
That's
But-
how you make booze, kid.
But anyways, it's a
This is
Saturday.
basic chemistry.
It's a Saturday.
Yeah, you ever shoot a gun? Let's shoot a gun.
Exactly.
I'm blind.
Yeah. So Parker left Shay his Tommy gun.
Just aim and shoot.
Yeah. Hey, you don't have to aim.
I'm going to tell everyone that Dr. Gray called and that he
Okay.
wants us to visit his estate
All right.
at
So,
some point.
You actually feel a very strange pull. Almost like you can see Echo without actually seeing Echo. It's like an aura almost.
It's shocking for a blind girl.
Yes.
All right.
So
Yeah, I'll follow it.
Okay.
Carefully, still reaching out because I'm kind
Yeah.
of moving in a direction I'm not used to, making sure I don't bump into a wall or anything.
all right. So you follow the aura. It brings you down to or into the living area where these two are currently. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So
It wasn't ever actually clarified for her that it's a ghost dog.
yeah. Oh no,
I
she has no
I
idea.
messaged.
So, you end up saying, mentioning that Charles Gray called. So, you guys gonna do it?
Well, I guess we should, head to his place.
Penny, your dog is so cool. What's his name? Or hers?
It's Woofus.
Woofus?
Woofus.
Okay. That's a name, I guess.
Yep.
So, you hear a very faint growl.
I hear it.
Everyone hears it.
It's Woofus.
I don't think Woofus likes his name.
But I guess we're
A
gonna.
gruff little.
I guess we're gonna gather the group up, call a taxi, and then head over to Charles Gray's estate.
A spot. Okay. So,
États-Unis.
yeah.
That's French for United States.
I don't know if I believe that or not because he smiled afterwards.
Look it up.
I'm not going to
États-Unis.
look it up. I'm just gonna let it pass.
Sure.
That's French. So,
I could roll to see if it's fine.
yes. Do you? Hey, Parker would know French.
I got
So
61 points in it.
in French or
Yeah.
just? Hang on.
Really?
Really?
So guess what?
Shay is an
Parker-
enigma wrapped in a mystery, sir.
I like
You're not allowed to look.
Parker
you
and Shay can
actually
talk in French.
don't have it.
Parker?
You don't have it.
I don't have what? 61 points in
Yeah.
French?
Yeah.
Boy.
Why?
So Parker and Shay can talk in private. I have no idea. That would be cool. So, not that he cares, but it could happen.
But yeah, we're heading that way.
All right. So when you guys end up opening, of course, the cab, it takes a little while, but the cab pulls up. When you end up opening the door, there's actually what looks like it looks like a handkerchief that's been tied, and it looks like something is weighting it down onto the doorknob.
I went to college. I know what this means. We'll be back later.
Gotcha. So, are you going to do anything with it?
I'm gonna wait like 10 minutes.
10 minutes?
See what.
I'll walk up and grab it.
Okay.
What?
Fuck you.
So,
Bro, it's
As you guys are like heading out towards the taxi, you call it, hey, I need to go along with you. I saw it in a vision. It's like walking out.
you still see the aura pulling up,
Okay.
and it stops right at the doorway.
Yeah, I'll follow then.
Alright, so in the handkerchief, it's actually the
No
whistle
comment.
for Echo.
Nah, I don't remember what that's for.
Oh, shit.
Some dumbass left us a whistle. But look at the bag.
You see the aura as soon as you hear that, like, who needs a whistle, you see the aura dart off to the side and then come trotting back.
But look at the bag. It's so cool.
The
Bags are
handkerchief
useful.
actually has 2 S's embroidered into it.
Oh, I know who that is because I know how mysteries are solved. Solved it.
Oh, it's
Solved
a
it.
mystery box.
We'll figure
it out later.
It's the mystery box. It has an unanswered question, which we'll worry about in a future movie.
Yes.
So I'm just gonna be like, there's a whistle in here.
Is the door? Can we just?
Yeah.
I'll knock. You know, I'm respectful. I'll knock.
On which door?
The
cab?
What? Are we not at the estate?
No, this
Oh.
We haven't
this,
even gotten the cab yet, no.
this was tied on our door.
Oh, okay.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Because she was.
I'm going to just ignore it and go to the cab.
I'll just put it in my pocket.
I thought we were at the estate.
Gotcha.
I'll just pocket it and just go towards the cab.
All right. So it's pretty.
Yeah,
That's a
I'm
future
just-
side quest, which we'll
This,
promptly ignore.
Follow my voice, Shay.
You see the aura drop down a little at a certain point and then trot along and then pop back up.
Okay. Sort of trusting it a little more now. I'll continue to follow. When it drops down, just sort of like reach my foot out and tap her along the ground. And is there a drop down there?
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
So
All right.
I'm
Sorry,
assisting
I'll
you.
follow it.
I'm assisting
We
you.
actually have a porch, but
Yeah, would that not be a step down?
yeah, it would be. It'd
Yeah.
actually be a few steps down, probably.
Okay, so you see it drop down
Yeah,
a couple of
yeah.
times, then continue and then hop back up. So
Now we're going to the estate.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm assisting you. He's like blind character. I'm like, how about a sing? I ghost dog.
I appreciate it.
So
No, get rid of the dog.
blind child.
He's playing on hard mode. Give him hard mode.
So I think.
What's your
Paige-
spot hidden stat, by the way?
Nil. I would actually, like, if I ever have to roll a spot hidden for any reason, I would take a voluntary double negative dice.
Ooh.
Because I shouldn't be able to pass that shit.
Spot hidden.
However,
Your listen stat's fucking
my listen
huge.
stat is kind of godly. It's an 85 and I get a bonus dice.
I'm Daredevil. wait until it rains. I'll be able to.
You're everything.
Yeah, but we're gonna go to
It
this.
tastes like Charles Gray in this
We're
room.
gonna go to the Charles.
I know who that is.
We're gonna go to the
No.
Gray Estate.
Okay. So, it's a very uneventful drive. You guys make it there in a pretty timely manner. Surprisingly, it being this far into the month, it's actually a pretty nice day. It's not too snowy. The roads have been salted and everything. So, you end up making it to the estate and pull up, and you can see that there is someone waiting for you at the door. So,
Is it the butler? Is it the
Yeah.
butler that we met?
yes. Yeah.
He was an asshole.
God, I can just hear the sarcasm he's gonna say when he sees us pulling up.
Hello there, friend.
Welcome back.
There it was. There.
Dr. Gray called. Supposed to come here. His tools.
So he's going to open the door and just kind of motion in. Try not to touch anything this time.
I can't promise that.
I just want to go like pat him on the shoulder and just be like, "We'll try."
He tenses when you touch it.
And I'm going to go into the estate and go, Dr. Gray, we're here.
You see him. There are stairs in his home, correct?
Yes, there definitely are. He's got essentially a mansion, so.
And does he have a foyer, like steps around the floor? This is something we should have talked about prior.
Yeah,
But, okay.
definitely.
So you see him coming down the steps. Just, welcome. I didn't expect you this early.
What happened to your accent?
Shut up!
You don't sound like a vague British old man.
I will try. My voice is fucked up.
Are you
okay?
sick, Dr. Gray?
Are you sick, Dr. Gray?
Yes.
Did you get kicked in the nads really hard?
I sang out of my range yesterday, and it fucked up my voice.
Your-
So I can't
your
lower
voice-
my voice that
Your
much.
voice is about 2 octaves higher for no reason.
Let me see. Okay. Welcome. I've been. Shut up! Stop looking at me in that tone of voice. Stop. Okay.
Now you know how I feel when I have to do Faust. It's like I know he's not German right now. I can only do German occasionally. It just sort of happens.
See, and why do you think
Just
that
make all of my characters Irish.
Why do you
and we'd be
think?
fine.
Why do you think I went with like transatlantic and like Texan
Something
and
you can
like
do easily.
Southern
Yeah.
antebellum? And it's like, yeah, this is shit that I can do very easily.
So I'll make an attempt. It is important that I give you the proper tools to be able to, again, search for my daughter. I know you've already tampered with the... I keep wanting to call it an alluvion. What is the doorway technically called, Brian?
The gateway into
Yes, yeah.
Oh,
Does it have a specific name?
not
Because
necessarily.
I'm going like Dragon Age, I'm pretty sure it's called the alluvion.
I mean, it would probably have a few different names, but you could just call it the
The
doorway.
door, the
I
gate.
thought you said antediluvian for a second, and I
What's
went,
that?
"Have you been fucking reading Vampire the Masquerade Lord?"
I have no idea what that is.
It certainly sounds very masquerading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll talk about what an antediluvian is later.
Later,
Yeah.
I know you've
In our
already.
little break.
I know that you've already encountered the gate to the Hollow Earth, and I would like to allow you to make use of it. It's rather simple, really, and just follow me. It's going to head to the elevator.
Is one of the tools a map?
That's not exactly how it works. I'll show you and fill you in later.
As we're walking along, did he say Hollow Earth?
Oh, boy.
It's a thing. We'll show you the room later.
I doubt it won't really be very impactful for me, but okay, thank you.
We'll
We-
show it to you.
We'll explain it to you later.
Okay, but
You can take the sanity penalty just like us.
Do you understand it? No.
So you see.
You see what I'm talking about? Nope. Not at all.
I feel like if we could explain it, if we had like hours of time to be like, here's what happened.
Yeah. Yeah, and you see there's an eye. What does an eye look like?
Well, honestly, if we're going down there, what it's like
Everything was blue.
it's like a what
What's a blue?
like a 2-hour like trip down, right?
2 hour? Is it 2 hours?
Not down the elevator, dear God, no.
It's like an hour at least.
No,
I thought it was like
it's
30
like
minutes.
20, 30 minutes.
Okay.
No, all the way down.
Yeah, all the way down. Still, on an elevator, that is a long way down.
Yeah.
I distinctly remember it being longer.
I don't.
I can't remember.
I mean, granted, you did take it down and then immediately back up, so it was like an hour round trip.
Oh.
That makes sense. Okay. Okay, so you end up trundling down in the elevator. Still pretty shady, not gonna lie. So you end up reaching the floor, the bottom floor, and the doors whoosh open.
Well, dang, I was gonna explain the Hollow
As-
Earth thing while we're going. That's why I was asking how long the trip was.
Oh, gotcha.
Explain
so,
it.
Yeah, it'd be about.
Just be like, so listen.
So get this. Okay.
Do you believe Shay?
I don't know. Maybe when I see it.
Oof. Naysayer.
Just staring straight at it.
Naysayer. Anyway, so the doors open, and he unlocks the gate and opens it up, and you all step through, and there's the familiar doorway or the gateway that you have seen.
I've seen it.
They've seen, yeah. You and Parker.
We've been down there.
Seen it.
We've been down there.
Did you guys step through it? I don't remember.
No, we did not.
Okay.
I was the only one that's
Big note of that
exploded.
one.
Yeah, we were like, no, we're not idiots. We're going back.
Fair. So, Dr. Gray looks back at the group and just kind of squints it, not narrows his eyes, he
Furrows his brow.
Yes,
Yeah, that's the
thank
word
you.
you're looking for.
Yes, thank you.
Hmm.
And kind of looks a bit confused at Shay. She says, Your gunner friend is not with you, I see.
We have adopted a child.
I've noticed. I'm not sure if I agree with this decision.
We'll just worry about what we're going
Technically, Dr. Gray, and like put my shoulder on Shay, this is my child. You see, when I was 16, I led a very dangerous life.
You see him kind of lift his eyebrows and look over at Bo. He does not seem prepared for this story.
And I want to recount the story and just be like, there was a lovely young lady that lived down the way.
You see him checking a pocket watch like 30 minutes in.
I'm trying to use a fast talker. Like, I want him to
okay, question before you roll. What are you trying to
convince him that this is my child?
Okay, all right.
my long lost child that I've recently came in contact with.
Does Dr. Gray have a character sheet?
No.
Okay, that's fine. So what would this be against?
It's a success.
Is it hard success?
No, it's not a hard success.
I will tell you this. Dr. Gray has a pretty damn good psychology.
Okay, so he doesn't seem to believe you, but he doesn't say anything.
It's a success. Does Shay believe it?
He knows that
you're my dad?
Yeah.
Yes, I
I was
am.
looking for him.
Unless it actually is a success.
Went out to get milk and just...
Yeah. Unless it's an actual success, it doesn't count.
See, what you don't know is in Shay's backstory, she's looking for her dad so she can kill him. It turned out...
Knife.
So, anyway.
You said she's 15?
Just recently.
Yeah, I would have been 12.
I mean, technically possible.
Technically possible.
Heavily frowned upon.
Technically
Very
possible.
frowned upon. I'm frowning. So. Okay.
That's the new relationship.
Gotcha.
It's a father-daughter relationship.
I like how Bo is the one who adopted her, and then all of a sudden you're like, this is my child.
I just wanted to fuck with Dr. Gray.
I was like, join custody, please.
I just wanted to fuck with Dr. Gray.
Okay, so he doesn't seem to believe you, but the relationship that the group period and he have shared is pretty rocky, I'd say, so he's not going to say anything, just so he doesn't strain that relationship further. So, he seems a bit impatient now, keeps checking his pocket watch.
I do have a serious question.
Yes.
Does Shay have a passing resemblance to Benny, or is it obviously
What color is Benny's hair?
It's like a reddish brown.
Reddish brown? I mean, you could possibly.
Yeah, it's like a reddish brown.
Genetics are weird, so it's plausible.
Because what hair color is Shay?
It's like dark.
Oh, dark blonde.
Or not. Yeah, like a dark blonde.
Yeah, that's possible. Passing resemblance.
So, I've seen it. I've seen it happen. So.
Is this what I want to use my spell on?
Never mind. I was going to ask what color eyes that Shay had, but I guess they're.
Well, they do.
Well,
they
yeah,
do
but
have,
Shay was born blind, correct?
Yeah.
So
Well, she wouldn't have them, no. Her eyes would be gray.
If she did, they would be more than likely hazed over.
Yeah.
Not. I mean, impossible for you to have colored irises, but more than likely they would be damaged.
Do they appear green? Because that's Benny's eye color. But yeah, okay, moving on.
I do have other business to attend to after this, so let's move this along. The gate is very sensitive. Just think of where you want to go and step through. As you continue to focus on that spot, the threads that connect the pathways will do their work. And
I'm just going to look at Bo and go, why did you want to go to Egypt?
I read something about it in a comic earlier.
Crocodiles in the mind.
Cool.
thinking about them crocodiles. He's like, we'll get them back. And I have studied these threads for a while, and I think that it's possible that there's something at the core that is manipulating them and possibly aiding in the trip to point A to point B.
So, do we want to try this out, or?
Feel free to use it if you use it for my cause,
But before we want to test it first to see if it actually works. But we should decide on a point. Where do we want to go?
Louisiana.
Why?
I've always wanted to experience it. It has good culture.
Shay's very big motivated.
Where do you want to go, Bo?
Alright, cool. Sweet, my suggestion under the rug. That's fine.
I don't know. You're putting me on the spot here. The last time I was here, I walked out of a pyramid, so I really don't know.
Something simple.
Your home?
I thought you had to. Can you not teleport to?
Are there...
You have to have an exit gateway.
Yeah. That's
So
what I thought.
it would be possible. I mean,
We just walk out of the bar
Question.
on the side.
Yeah, I was starting to say, would it be possible that there would be one closer to...
yeah, it would most likely get you closer
Closer.
to your house, but it wouldn't get you at
In your house, yeah. So,
You know, let's try to think of somewhere like safe.
the cave with the Wendigo.
That's Louisiana. It is. My first guess was London, but that sounds extremely dangerous. We'll go with Louisiana.
Score.
So, New Orleans. Let's all think of New Orleans.
Let's go.
And then yes.
Alright, so Charles is going to just kind of motion with his hand towards the door.
Parker's gonna be pissed.
And just and I guess as we're walking, just go New Orleans, New Orleans, New Orleans, New Orleans.
Can we get something to eat while we're there?
Hell yeah.
Nolans, New
Orleans.
Orleans.
Yeah, go to New Orleans, and then you say food and go, Nolans, New Orleans.
As in Nolans,
Nolans,
yeah.
Orleans, Nolans.
And we're gonna walk and march.
Alright. So, there's well, trying to think. I don't think there's anything I should have rolled right now. Not yet. We'll get there. So you guys end up walking a good ways, and there's a pretty straightforward path for a while, and then there's a split, but the threads you can kind of see don't quite connect enough to make a sturdy pathway in a few different directions, but there's a very wide and well-supported trail that leads off to
So we're not walking on the webbings.
Yes, yeah, you go from
God, I
the
hate these.
tiles to the webs.
New Orleans, New Orleans, New Orleans.
So after a while, you end up coming to a doorway, and it seems fairly dark on the other side.
Trust me, just go through it.
Open the door and just push it forward.
Okay. Well, it's like a gateway.
Oh, it's a gate.
Yeah, so it's
So
just
there's no door.
Yeah, it's just
So-
like muddled. It's a gate, but
Okay.
yeah.
We're going
Archway?
Yeah,
Forward.
archway.
This shit's gonna trip you out, man.
march forward.
All right. So as you pass the doorway, you come into what looks like the underbelly of looks like a fishing house, like an old fisher's house or a fisher hub. So there are things,
Does it
nets.
smell fishy?
Oh, absolutely. There are nets strung up along the rafters and along the walls. There's fishing gear all over the place, old waders and boots. It is a mess, and there's stuff growing everywhere.
So we deem this a success.
I mean, it smells kind of fishy.
We deem this a success, Bo?
This place is a kind of a catch.
Ha. Well, now that we know that it works, we can go back.
Wait, do we have to go back right away?
I was kind of hoping to get some grub.
Yeah, we've been walking all this way.
We didn't get breakfast.
Well, how about you guys pay for it? The broke and the child.
I can afford it.
Who's also broke.
I can afford some nice
What's your official
jambalaya.
job? Destitute.
Rufus is hungry.
You only hear the soft, displeased gruff goof.
I think I can afford a bowl of jambalaya. I'm down here in the 20s. They say it's $10. It's really the best shit I've ever had in my fucking life.
I guess we're going to. I got outvoted, so I guess we're going to walk around New Orleans.
All right, and Charles is with you.
He came with us.
Yes.
Oh, well, we found out who's paying.
He says, "Oh, I have other matters to attend to." I looked at a wristwatch as if that were a thing.
Pocket watch.
Yeah, exactly.
He mounted it to his wrist because
He sees the future.
that's
So,
my shtick. Back off.
so you all would see that in this dimly lit basement, there's a set of steps that lead up, and at the top of the steps, there's a doorway with light streaming through.
I'll go through it.
Okay.
I'll take this.
So it opens up into a fish market, actually. You're very close to the dock. You can see there are a few boats floating out here and there. And there's a small town nearby. It's pretty lively in this certain area. So you end up seeing a few people kind of turn and look at you funny because you've just stepped out of the basement of a fisher's market in fairly nice clothes. Not the best clothes, but definitely not fisher's gear. You and Charles Gray would definitely be dressed a lot nicer. So, not something you see stepping out of a fisher's hut.
Well, I'm sold that this works, and that we can go home.
This certainly doesn't smell or sound like New York.
I don't know, have you been to New York? New York's
Listen, rats and fish smell entirely different.
Can't confirm.
Yeah, but they don't smell bad.
But
Anyway.
So, Charles, whenever we use this thing as a portal and all, does the portal stay open until we get back through it, or can something break its? What's the word I'm looking for here? Like make it turn off without us going through it. We get trapped here.
As long as the gate on the other end is still intact, then the gate should stay, or you should be able to travel.
that's an important note for later.
Yeah. As long as that gate stays up, you Gucci.
Fucking destroy the archway!
You have to go back before midnight. My shoe. No, leave it.
But
Echo, no. Echo gets
I-
halfway through the gate and just...
I think that we're good to go.
It's fine.
I think that we're good to go home, right?
What about food? You mentioned getting food.
We can eat at home.
But it's a Cajun style. I say we get a bite to eat. Then we go.
Will you pay for my food then?
You get a bowl of jambalaya. Listen, we're just getting something to eat. We're not eating fancy.
Sure. We'll stay for a little bit.
Alright.
Hey, Dr. Gray, you paying?
You see Dr. Gray click open his pocket watch and go, I have other matters to attend to, and he turns and walks back through the gate. And pokes his head back through and goes, Bo, do avoid volcanoes this time. And then pops back and leaves. You
Aye.
see him disappear into the...
No one told him
darkness.
about the cave, did they?
We did not tell him about the
Shay, is there an actual reason you suggested that we come to Louisiana? Because that was kind of out of the blue.
Yeah, there is. We don't have to do it right now, but if we can get here in a couple hours walk, then...
Would you mind letting all us know what you were got going on in the dome?
It's a long story, but I'm looking for my uncle, who I've never met.
My brother.
Charles is gone now. You're fine.
No, I can convince her.
I'm pretty sure you're not my dad.
So,
But do you know for sure?
but you two look so much alike.
I have no idea if that's true.
So, are you originally from the South?
No, I'm not. I'm from I'm from New Hampshire, actually.
Dang, I knew his character better than he did.
Yeah, I just don't remember the exact.
Yeah. Don't worry, I forget things about.
So while I'm just gonna like lay down a message to Benny and be like, I don't know what we do from here. I just come here to get something to eat.
Like I said, we don't have to do it right now. Just if we can get here this easily.
I still have Christmas shopping to do and
Question: did you say you telepathically?
message. Yeah.
And you answered?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Message. I'm going to go. Well, I have Christmas shopping to do, so I don't want to stay here too long.
Roll a psychic.
74.
It's a pass, I think.
74.
It's down from bottom. It should be.
I'll spend 4 luck.
Give to success.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah. So you used message to
Mm-hmm.
talk to him, and Shay replied.
Yeah.
What do you do?
I'm going to speak and say I have Christmas shopping to do
Okay.
and
that's fair.
need to get back to New York at some point. Like early.
Benny, is this one of your things you do to try to get out of things you don't want to do?
With prevent me from Christmas shopping, and we'll find out on Christmas now, won't we?
Ooh.
So Shay, how important is this?
I'm not sure.
I'm gonna like look at Benny and be like,
It's not urgent.
Yeah. We'll worry about it another day.
yeah, we'll go see what things Gray has for us.
I'll be honest, I have no idea if he is even in the museum.
Ignored. Oh, I guess we're going to go stop and get some jambalaya.
Gotcha.
Bo's paying.
Bo's paying. All right. So
It's just fine.
you can
My full
see-
plan's to go eat and bounce here.
That's fair. So you guys see a few small spots here and there, stalls where people are selling a few different things. There's a few small businesses where it seems that they are serving food. It is a week till Christmas, so there are still people celebrating. While it's not necessarily cold, it is a little nippy. It's a little chillier than usual. So there's a few different spots here and there where people are having Christmas deals. And you spot a couple of restaurants. There's one pretty close to you guys, a couple a little further down the road.
Doesn't matter. We're gonna go close this because once again we're eating and bouncing.
Okay. All right. So
We're abusing the power of teleportation
that's
for
fair.
our own selfish
I mean, would
needs.
you not? Not in real life.
It's like that movie. It's like that scene in Jumper where he just has a fucking like a bunch of art.
But would you not in real life? So pretty shabby little restaurant. There's a few
So you know it's
people.
authentic.
Exactly. There's a few people here and there. You can see that there's a written menu and just posted, and there's
Don't need it.
a few things, few menus on the tables, but for the most part, most of their menus just up on the wall on the sign. Looks like a handwritten sign. So there's
It's fine. We know what we're here for.
little,
Keep the menu.
yeah, little lady behind the counter perks up when you three walk in and just greets you all pleasantly. Oh, hello.
Jambalaya. That's why we're here.
Okay, coming up. And she hurries to the back and motions to the tables. Just sit wherever you'd like.
So let's go and take a seat.
All right. So it's a few minutes. You guys get.
This is so worth it.
You end up getting 3 piping bowls of jambalaya. You can see that it looks pretty fresh. I mean, the fish market's right down the road. It is steaming. You can see all the fixings. You can see the shrimp. You can see the crawfish in there. You can see that there's just rice that looks like it is absorbing.
I'm gonna take
a lot
no
of
time
that
to
broth.
look at it, and I'm just gonna lay to it.
That's fair.
Just lay to it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm
It
also going
tastes-
to eat.
Phenomenal.
I'm going to eat, and then because we're bouncing after this.
Yes. So we'll skip the gritty details. You
It's
guys
super
end up,
tasty.
yeah,
Yeah,
you
it tastes
guys
like
end
jambalaya.
up tasting some banging jambalaya. And once you're done, you're free to pay. It's actually not that expensive. It's a small restaurant. They seem to have been running this more like a family restaurant.
So we pay, throw a tip, and we go back to the
All right.
fish market.
All right, so you guys end up making your way back down. There's a gentleman standing there that kind of eyes you three as you go by. Looks a little suspicious when you get closer to the door and starts to step between you and the door.
Alright. You me to do it.
I just sort of like walk into the back of whoever's in front of me. Stop.
Well, you see the R in front of you stop.
Oh. Okay, yeah, sort of like coming to trust it, come to a
Yeah,
slow
see,
stop.
whenever we're at a place that we don't know that I can be as mean as I want. Excuse me.
What do you need with the... He nods towards the door.
Listen, we're just gonna skip past all this. Either you get out in front of the door, or I'll get you out in front of the door.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. He's going to put up a hand kind of towards your chest. I'm not looking for trouble.
Well, I wouldn't look at me then.
Roll an intimidation.
Can
You got a bonus dice on those because you're
Yeah.
scary?
Yes, I do.
I wonder how tall are you? Like 6'5"?
6'6".
Yeah, 6'6".
Even bigger.
Don't forget your bonus.
57?
That's pass. Success.
Alright, so you see him kind of step back a little bit. He doesn't seem to be cowering completely, but you are a big guy and he is a
I'm
little
just gonna do
limber.
the shoulder tapping. Smart choice.
Yeah. He hasn't backed away from the door quite yet, but he has stepped back closer towards the door.
If he didn't move, I will move him out front of the door.
Okay. He is going to kind of reach around. Are you guys, you're just going to push him out of the way and try to...
Yeah, I'm gonna take him and move him out of the way.
Alright, you see him kind of stumble a bit and catch himself. Just go, wait! I'm the guardian for the... Oh, crap, I went into a different accent.
I'm the guardian.
I'm the guardian.
I'm the guy.
I'm the
It's
guy.
Leviosa.
Listen, I'm the one in charge of guarding the door. I just want to make sure there's no riffraff.
Listen, you wasn't supposed to know this, but we're investigating some murders down here, and there's been some talk that they were hiding some weapons down here, so you wasn't supposed to know that. You didn't hear that from us. But it's best if you just move and let us go back to what we're doing.
That's going to be a fast talk.
I'm not good at fast talk, but I wanted to do it once. I wanted to pull the badge
I mean-
once.
We'll see.
Steven always gets cool badge cards, but no way I'm gonna get this. No, I did not get that.
Alright. For a split second, he looks really, really confused. And then he kind of shakes his head a bit and goes, right. I meant the gate. I'm gonna kind of nod towards...
I'm just gonna lean in real close to him and say, well then go guard the gate.
I am.
Listen, we know Dr. Gray.
I don't know the name.
Just like look over my shoulder. You don't know the biggest rum runner in New York?
He's again looking very confused. This is not New York.
Exactly. We used the gate to get here because he wants to do business in New York, in Louisiana. If we don't get back soon, you're going to have to deal with him.
This is a dangerous, dangerous place to be. Are you three guardians?
Sure. Yes, that's what we are.
He's just rubbing his temples, rubbing his eyes, and just goes, whatever. Ugh, and then opens the door and just walks away, mumbling under his breath, going, I'm going to be in so much trouble.
Okay. He moved. Let's go.
What was that all about?
We're rum runners. Don't ask questions.
So, you guys end up making your way down the steps and...
Now let's think about New York. New York, New York. The city's so nice, they've named it twice.
We're not in New York, New York. We're in Long Island.
Long Island. The longest of
As long
islands.
as we get to New York,
As long as we get around that area, mission accomplished.
Right. We'll take a cab. It'll be fine. All right. So, you guys end up making your way through the doorway. And it takes you a while. Pause it.
Yep, go ahead.
You end up hearing something echoing through the hall.
Silent night.
Yes. You hear something echoing off in the distance. It echoes through the emptiness, and it's very, very far off. What?
Fucking Santa uses the fucking hollow earth to get around.
Yes. Yes.
I'm so mad.
You're welcome. So,
Wait a second.
whenever I was here before, I didn't run into anybody.
Well, let's just keep moving.
Let's go.
You could head towards the bells.
No, that's a bad idea.
Shay, you've not been with us long. Usually, whenever we head toward things,
We
I end up waking up in a car.
our battle strategy is always go away from the danger, and it'll find us eventually.
I don't know if that works out too great. I mean, if you go towards the danger before it's expecting you.
It works fine. We'll
So it's bells. What sort of danger would that be?
moving on.
Okay.
So, the bells seem to get louder as you guys are walking towards New York.
Fucking Santa.
Hey, Benny?
Yes?
You know that part about how the danger coming to find us? Pretty sure those bells are getting closer.
I know, Shay. I know. I'm gonna pull out my gun.
I want to walk in. I want to be in the back.
Alright.
I'm pulling out my gun and making sure it's loaded and everything, just in case.
We're gonna shoot Santa.
We're gonna shoot Santa.
Sure, you just see a man in a red suit. Son of a... Oh, there are children here. No. So you guys end up hearing...
Falls off into the void.
You see something... No. So anyway, the bells end up growing louder and louder until they pass you. But it seems like they've passed you too quickly. And then they fade off into...
Do we hear the clopping of hooves?
Probably. Actually, roll me a listen. See if you do or not. You can roll a listen.
Yay!
Let me
do the thing that I'm good at.
Let's listen. 20% help. Not fail.
Okay. Let me show you how you listen.
36 is what you got.
36 is gonna put me at a hard success.
Okay. You do hear hooves. And they sound very large.
Huh.
But only for a moment.
Weird. I think I heard a horse or something.
The fucking Clydesdale. No.
Well, I guess we should just keep on keeping on.
The danger is past. Let's get home.
So, if Wendigos are real, right? Do you
Yes.
think Santa's real?
Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me anymore.
Maybe that was Santa.
Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me anymore.
We hope so. Alright, so there's a strange shift in the air, and then everything goes back to normal. Nothing's changed about
keep
the
on
scenery.
trucking on.
Yep, nothing's changed about the scenery, but something feels off.
If you don't think I'm labeling the description of this video, the investigators fight Santa.
To somehow save Christmas.
The investigators fight Santa to save Christmas. This is the fucking title of the description.
That's fair. Absolutely fair.
I love it.
Alright, so you guys gonna continue on?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Alright, so
Gun still drawn.
okay.
I'm paying closer attention to the aura.
No.
Okay. So it seems to stay closer to you, and you can hear a faint growling.
I'm gonna slip my nuts on.
So
Do I see anything?
nothing's changed about the scenery, just the feeling. Something is off. Like it seems like it's colder.
Okay, moving on.
Alright. So you end up coming up to...
I'll be in the front this time, I guess.
You end up coming, the strands end up connecting to the main pathway. And then you can see another gate not too far off. So it's, I would say, probably a little under 100 feet away.
Should here's a question. Should we ask Dr. Gray that Santa might use the tunnels?
Is
that a thing that he might believe?
I feel like you would laugh at
Is the other gate? Is it just like the normal rocks, like the red rocks or whatever rocks that was on the other gate?
It's like a black smooth stone.
I thought it was a Nightmare Before Christmas. It'd be like, that one's shaped as a Christmas tree. What is this land?
Yeah. But
we can.
Yeah, and unless you want to roll a spot hit and see if something's different about it.
I will roll a spot hit.
I also want to roll spot.
Well, I get
Rest
advantage.
in peace, Shay.
Yeah, I'll pass on that spot hidden check.
What do you see with your working eyes? 36. That's a 36, which is a.
You can go with his.
I'm gonna. 36 is success. I'm gonna spend 2 points of luck to bring it down to a hard.
Okay. So it's a little hard to see from here, but Benny.
And I'm marking it because I did succeed on it on my own.
But Benny is at the front of the group, correct? Yep. So you would notice a little better than the other two. Again, they're kind of distracted by everything that's just happened. But you can see that there's snow resting at the base of the gate.
I'm gonna
Little mounds.
just look back and just
Undisturbed.
whisper. I believe Santa was here.
About how long have we been down here, by the way? Total, like the trip there and then the trip back.
I would say probably about an hour, hour and a half tops.
Okay.
I believe Santa was here.
Really? Okay.
You think maybe we can go get ourselves on the nice list?
If that was Santa, I think he passed us. Oh no. Oh no.
That's tomorrow's problem. I'm
I
going
wanna rest
home.
my feet.
I'm going home and I'm drinking because Santa is real.
I mean, we only heard bells and clapping hooves.
Yes, it could be someone other than Santa. You're right, it could.
Now, Benny, I know you hate whenever I say this or suggest it. I know I'm going to end up carrying you through this, but you want to go through the gate?
To go home, yes. I don't want to stay in the Hollow Earth.
Shay, you're about to see a very key part of the friendship
I
here.
said yes.
No, I said through the snow gate.
Yeah, yes.
Oh, you said yes?
Yes.
Oh, you said you want to go home.
No, that is home, isn't it?
No, there's two different ones, isn't there?
No.
There's
Oh, shit, I thought there was two.
That was my response. Was yes to leave the Hollow Earth. Yes, I do want to go.
Yeah. So I assume you guys are
Yes.
Yes.
So,
Gun drawn.
Okay.
paying
Are you gonna step through?
Yes.
Okay. Well, you can see again the snow is undisturbed. It looks freshly fallen.
Shit,
And
we got midway through it and got thinking about Santa.
Yeah, we got it back there.
We didn't think about New York.
Oh no! We
guys-
got distracted.
Shit.
you guys step up to the gate and step through, and you are currently in the middle of a forest in a dilapidated home.
We're fools. We're fools.
Do we see a lamppost?
The what it says.
Welcome
Christmas
We
town.
popping
to North Pole.
I'm
No.
so
Oh, no,
mad.
I was gonna say,
I'm
you're
so mad that it
clocking
was like,
holes in
yeah,
the-
we got distracted and started thinking about Santa.
I'm so glad that Gage caught that because I was like, yes, step through the doorway. Anyway,
Damn it.
no, there is no lamppost, but there's a Waffle House and a Dollar General.
So we see that
Welcome
we
to
see
Christmas town.
the forest.
Yes.
Well,
I don't believe we're in New York.
Smells like pine.
I believe we got distracted somewhere along the way.
Maybe when we started thinking about Santa.
Yeah, that's probably it, Shay. Yes, thank you.
Well, I guess we go forward now.
We'll investigate the house because we're already here.
I don't believe you're going to get to do any Christmas shopping.
I mean, if this is Santa's workshop, you can just grab some stuff and leave, right?
What a way to get on the naughty list, Shay.
In our line of work, these events usually don't go very well for
It's
us.
Santa. What's he gonna do? Throw coal at us?
Keep the thought of that. And I'm just going to start walking.
Alright.
Expect the worst because seasoned veterans of the Cthulhu, like.
Poor Shay.
Meanwhile, Shay going up ahead. Santa!
So, you guys end up making your way through a dense, snowy forest, and it is still snowing, but not near as heavy as you've seen.
Yeah.
So far, not too bad, but you make your way deeper and deeper into the forest, and there seems to be, it seems like the snow has fallen recently, so everything's undisturbed. You don't see tracks, you don't see anything of that to follow.
Well, as we all know, Santa flies, and also apparently uses
You almost said
yeah,
Olivia.
almost said Eldritch.
Oh.
Uses a magical hollow earth to teleport around the world to deliver presents to children.
I mean, it makes kind of sense.
You're welcome.
I hate my life now. I hate what this means. I hate everything about it.
We walk.
So it's starting to the snow is starting to kind of get more and more shallow. So it seems to be that you are heading towards an area where the ground is either warmer,
If there's magic, does that mean there's Christmas magic?
possibly.
Do not acknowledge it.
Santa used magic. Santa uses dominate mind.
I got distracted by the meme of love is the most powerful magic of all. What does that say about the mother and child who got fucking iced in the alleyway? Do they not love each other enough? That's crazy.
So it seems like the snow is getting more and more shallow, and strangely enough, it looks as though the snow is melting in places. And as you guys continue on, snow is completely melted, and the ground here seems harder than what you.
Can we see anything? Is there any buildings or anything?
Who wants to bet right out of the gate that Santa is evil in real life?
Why would he be evil?
I don't think we've ever actually met a nice one.
Yep. Who wants to bet money right now? I got $1.
I have 50 cents.
50 cents that Santa is evil.
That's more than some people. You're doing good, kid.
50 cents that Santa is evil.
I'm just gonna look at you two and just start walking.
So You can, what you can see, going back to you, what you can see if you kind of look up over, like through the trees, there's not too much visible through the haze of the trees, but in the distance there seems to be a mountain. And the mountain goes up and then flattens off.
I just want to turn and look at Bing like, how much you want to bet we're going to have to do some crazy shit up there? Don't let me fall.
Woo!
I'm dropping some hints to where you guys are, and I don't know if anyone knows geography enough to...
Forest.
Snowy, and
Snowy.
then starts getting warmer.
I'll get it eventually.
I started to say,
and
I
I'll
think
be
it's
like,
something
and I'll
once I
be
drop
like,
more
ah.
I think once you guys get a little further, you'll understand. But
The Arctic Circle. I'm kidding.
so the
North
trees,
Pole, obviously.
yeah.
We're obviously we followed Santa to the North Pole.
Yes. The trees start to thin out the further you guys go, and then you can get a better view of the mountain. And again, at this point, the ice and snow is completely melted. So you can see, oddly enough,
is
it's
it
a-
cold?
We're talking about snow melt. Are we in
It's-
modern
it's
day
chilly.
Antarctica?
It is. It might be. It's chilly, but not like unbearably cold.
Yeah.
You guys are doing well in what you have on.
Yeah. Well, let's go
Keep
to the
trucking.
mountain. Yep.
Keep on.
All right.
Keeping on.
So, real quick, let me see what kind of check this would be.
Santa's evil, guys. We're gonna have to shoot Santa.
You
To
might.
save Christmas.
Okay,
Save Christmas.
if you want, I can give you guys a hint, but it's going to be very.
I'll roll for it.
It's going to be a natural world.
Natural world.
10.
Wait, what exactly are we rolling for to
To kind
figure out
of,
where we are?
yeah, some like an identifier, something
No.
to kind of see what's going on in the environment.
No.
Would you like to roll?
I'll pass.
Okay. So,
She doesn't see the fact
Yeah.
that those trees are gone.
Yeah, it's kind of chilly, and based
Yeah.
on that fact, I know exactly where we
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was gonna give you the benefit of the doubt, be like, oh.
You know, I wanna push it. Just try to look in depthly like where we're at. 'Cause
Yeah.
fuck it.
Examine
What's the worst thing that can
the
happen?
trees,
I get-
examine
I
the
get
mountain,
pine
examine
needles
the
in my
ground. What kind of rocks are these?
No. Same point.
What the fuck?
So
What the fuck?
you're looking around and you end up just focusing so much. You keep staring at this mountain, trying to figure out what exactly is so important about this particular mountain. And as you're walking and looking, you end up running into a tree and snow falls and piles on top of you. So
What
you
was
guys
that
just
sound?
watch Bo disappear into the snow.
Wait, what just happened? I heard something.
Bo walked into a tree.
That's my stick.
Benny, I'm cold.
You managed in an area where everything had melted, the one snow pile, and you ran into it.
Smooth. So we keep marching.
Listen, I've only got a few things going for me. Running into things, kind of my things. So if you could back off.
You could have that one back.
So it melts quickly after you end up, again, dropping basically from the tree, dropping it from the tree
Yeah, I got
onto
that.
the ground. So it melts quickly, and you are now damp. So you continue on, you're getting closer and closer to this mountain, and there are parts of the ground that looked charred almost.
Cool.
Are we? I don't think I know where we're at.
Where?
What does
Are we
it smell like?
Are we in Halifax, Alaska?
Mm-mm. No.
Okay, I'm making sure.
I would say it has a pretty.
Are we where? I think. Are we at the volcano?
Well, you're at a volcano. I'll give you that.
Moving on. But we'll figure it out later.
So I think I've been here before, guys.
Maybe not here in particular.
Yeah.
Maybe.
We'll figure it out later. We're not worried. Marching on. We gotta go kill Santa to save Christmas.
To save Christmas. So
From Santa.
from Santa.
Who's evil? We're in a Pulp Cthulhu campaign. It's not. It's going to be bad.
So you continue
Nothing
on.
could ever happen.
Yeah. You continue on a ways, and now you actually do see lights in the distance. A little ways away from the base of the mountain, you end up seeing a small town. It seems like at this part, there's still a bit of snow sitting on the ground, but not near as much as what you saw in the woods.
Do we see any like sign postings for the city that we're walking into?
In the distance, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
with my keen vision.
what do you see with your Hobbit eyes? What do your elf eyes see? They see.
I know that they're taking the Hobbit's Isengard. I do know that.
They see that you need to roll me a spot hidden.
Okay. With advantage, because.
Yes. Roll for the crit.
Ooh, extreme success.
Okay.
Just
So-
an extreme success, barely an extreme success.
So you end up squinting to see what exactly the sign says, and it takes you a moment to realize it's not English. But you have studied, of course, you were well educated, and you don't know exactly what it says, but what you do know is that this is Icelandic.
What did you study in Tennessee? That stuff that showed you Icelandic.
Well, I mean, I
So,
can identify a lot of different languages and not be
Can
able to-
confirm that we're not at the South Pole, North Pole. Can confirm that. But other than that, we don't know. Keep going.
So, you guys end up managing to make it into the town. And again, it is a pretty small area. Probably smaller than probably the small section of New Orleans that you guys got to see.
Yeah.
So, pretty tiny. And when you walk through, the few people end up looking at you strangely because it is that small of a town.
And
You stick out like a sore thumb.
Can I want to go up to someone and I go, do you speak English by any chance?
There's a few people that kind of just look at you a little surprised and hurry their kids indoors.
So no.
I just want to walk up to Benny and be like, "Oh, don't worry, Benny, you're not that ugly."
Burn.
Do we see anything that looks Santa-like?
Not anything blatantly obvious, no.
Is there a police station?
I would say not necessarily a police station, but there's probably a smaller building where it looks like there may be some authoritative figure.
That's where we're going.
Okay.
We're going in there.
So you end up walking up to the door, and there you can kind of see through the window already. They have pretty much just curtains, not drawn or anything. They're open, so you see an older gentleman sitting at a desk, just writing a few things and marking a few things down.
making a list, checking it twice.
Hello there. Do you speak English?
You see him kind of look up at your voice, but he doesn't seem to understand what you're saying, and so he furrows his brow.
Furrows his brow,
Yeah,
yes.
furrows his brow. That's really hard for me to say for some reason. And goes to the door, and I don't speak Icelandic, so I can't do an accent because I don't speak the language. So
Torbjorn, get
I think he was Swedish.
Peter, Bjorn, and John.
Swedish.
Was he Swedish or was he just
Last
Swiss?
time, I'm Swedish.
I don't remember the top of my head.
So Toblerone does not say
Yeah.
anything. So he ends up again saying something to you that you cannot comprehend.
Yeah.
You just do not grasp what he is saying.
Mm-hmm.
And looks around for a bit, but he ends up motioning you in, and there's a couple of chairs here and there. They seem to be hand carved. They are well made, but again, there's a little stepping stool and then a couple of chairs. So he motions you in. There's a fire going.
Does anyone speak English?
He ends up kind of lifting his hands up to you, both hands, like he is trying to calm you, and then ends up saying something, and another woman comes through and peeks her head out, looks surprised, hurries back to the back room, and then a few moments later, he leaves. And this woman comes in. She's saying something again in a language you don't understand, but she's holding cups. And she starts handing out cups, and she is preparing tea.
I'm just gonna look at them and go, this is obviously a trap, right?
Well, I'm not drinking it.
I'll take a cup and thank you for the tea.
She smiles and nods to you and seems like she is just unsure. She's confused, staring at all three of you, just unsure of what you're doing here. Just not really sure what's going on.
Kind of lift it up and give it a little sniff and a little sip.
Alright.
Tastes like tea.
Yep, it's really hot.
I'm gonna walk up to the guy and just look at the main guy and be like, we are.
He left, remember?
Oh, shit, he
yeah,
left.
it was the woman that
Well, I'm
left.
gonna go up to the woman
Yeah.
before she leaves and just do a little motion of, we are lost.
So, you're a big guy. It's a small town.
She-
She doesn't know you. Yes, she is very scared. You stand up and she steps back a little and she kind of cowers down a bit. And you can hear her speaking very quickly but quietly.
Well, I think I just alerted the guards if anything.
We'll wait. We'll see if someone comes that speaks English.
So, not maybe I'd say 5 minutes goes by, and the older gentleman comes back, grinning ear to ear, and opens the door, and you see a younger woman walk through, and she looks pretty confused, and just kind of nods a bit towards the group and says, we don't see a lot of travelers. Who are you?
Thank God that you speak English.
Would you believe us if I told you that we were following Santa?
She shakes her head a bit.
Hold on.
At
Where
this
are we?
point, Shay snorts tea.
Piping hot tea.
It's like,
Where are we?
You are... It's a small Icelandic city. It doesn't translate well into English.
What are we close to?
Can you try?
Well, it's not really a city on the map.
What country is it close to?
Iceland.
You're in Iceland.
Yeah.
can you tell us how to get back to America?
Can you tell us if Santa's here?
Are you okay?
Yes.
She turns to say something to the two older couple, and then turns back and goes, "How long have you been in the snow?"
A few hours, maybe. Not that long.
And she's going to turn to the only other adult and go, "Is that true? Just a couple of hours, not a couple of days?"
Yes.
I'm sure he's not, hungry or thirsting to death, because he seems a little...
No, it's fine. We're not really hungry. We just ate. We were in Louisiana.
She just looks so confused and goes, "I don't know what that is, but I need to get you to a bigger city so you can find your way back home, whatever that may be. I don't know what you're talking about."
Santa, the jolly man in a red coat.
I know who St. Nicholas is. Yes.
Is he from this city?
No.
We got a little bit lost when we started following the sound of bells and hooves.
She looks a little surprised, and then looks back at the look at the older couple, and says something again in Icelandic, and turns back and goes, "Are you part of a traveling play? Are you actors? Sounds like you're talking about Krampus."
Do I know what Krampus is?
You
That sounds like a medical condition.
will have to roll. Let's see. Would that be a library use, I assume?
I think that would be a no check.
A no. That would be a no. Okay. Okay. Cool.
That's education. Got you.
Yep.
So, we'll see. We'll see if you do.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Success.
So, again, being the educated one, having read numerous books and just, again, having the access to the knowledge, or to the information, you would know that Krampus is the counterpart to Santa.
I would just look back at them and go, "Evil Santa."
Not necessarily, but
I'm keeping my 50 cents. That doesn't count. I said Santa's evil, not evil version of Santa.
so Krampus is basically
Evil Santa. Yeah, 100%.
Not necessarily.
Is Krampus from this city?
No, it's a legend that is spread all over the country and all over this area. Most people actually believe in, well, they tell stories of Grayla. Very similar to Krampus, but a troll. It's a story they tell kids to keep them well behaved around the holidays. But Krampus is something that's typically told more towards Austria, Germany.
This is going to be a crazy question. Is Greyhow weak to silver in the stories?
Grayla.
Grayla.
I don't know. It's a mythological creature. It's just, again, a bedtime story. You tell children to make sure that they don't sneak out of bed at night.
So, follow-up question. Did they ever have to defend themselves from it in these stories?
No, it just came and
Did
ate
its
naughty
thing.
children.
Eight naughty children. Shay, have you been good?
And relatively speaking, yes.
And where did Grayla take the children when they... Where did Grayla live or take children? Is that in the stories?
Yes, she lived on top of a mountain.
Thank you. And just turn and just go out the door.
Alright.
I'm finishing my tea.
And just as I'm leaving, kill Santa to save Christmas!
She looks very confused and just... What is the name of your act?
Kill Santa to save Christmas.
That sounds like a terrible show.
We don't do well.
What was it? Oh god. The production. What was it?
The producers.
Yeah, the
Producers.
yeah.
What was it?
Springtime for Hitler.
Yes. Sounds like a terrible show. Okay. So.
So as I walk out, I gave it glowing reviews. I thought it was amazing. The visuals.
I've seen it so many times.
But we're going back to the
0
mountain.
times.
We're going up to the mountain.
Okay.
We're going to shoot Santa in the face
Wow.
with our guns.
So, you guys end up hiking the ways, and it is a good hike. It's a pretty steep hill.
Yeah. As we're hiking towards the mountain, you seem really excited for this, Danny.
I just want to go
I just start
home.
laughing.
I just want to go home.
I mean, what was that thing about earlier where you usually don't go chase down the danger, you wait for it to chase us down and then deal with it?
If I said no, he would have drugged me.
True. It's very true.
So
Laughing.
let's go and get this over with so I can go home.
Oh, I see what's happening here. Metaphorically.
Metaphoric. I see what's happening. It's a Christmas miracle. So you are hiking up the mountain, and it starts to get very strenuous climbing up that slope. So I'm gonna
Riding
have-
on Benny's back. Or not Benny, sorry,
Bo.
Bo's back. No, Benny.
Hold on. They carry you like when they do like the they tie people to the stick. What is it? Like the pig on a stick.
Well, thank
No,
goodness I
outside.
do lots of training for this, so this
Yeah.
should be nothing for me.
Alright.
Is it a dexterity check?
Yes.
Okay,
Cool.
my size is only 40.
So
Now my question, since this is something where I'm I'm used to running up hills and stuff for my training. Would that be a bonus since I usually do lots of heavy
I think that
training?
it's just hard to climb more than anything.
It's just like the terrain.
Yeah.
Like it's steep, but also the terrain is rough. So
I will start. It's a dexterity. Correct?
Okay, so
Yeah, you can take
you
that
say
one.
you
I'm
train a
fast.
lot. What kind of training do you do? Just like
Hey.
at the gym?
Success. For
Well, no,
dexterity.
I have to. Not only
Dexterity
do gym, I have to do
success.
stamina, so I have to do lots of heavy running to be able to keep my stamina up in the rain.
Do you hike often? That's.
I would say I did a lot before we got to New York
Alright.
because I would have to run in the mountains of
Okay.
He
Tennessee.
just wants
Yeah.
that advantage.
Okay.
And I'll
I'll give
for it.
you an advantage.
Because I'm from the South, so we didn't have paved trails.
Still have paper trails.
Shit.
Oh,
But
He gets advantage.
I had advantage.
that's true. That's true.
That's literally a 100s.
I swear.
That's a save.
The two
From a 100 to a 10.
That's extreme.
Okay.
the two rolls.
I was just looking
Alright.
at like.
Now, so you're riding on his back.
Mm-hmm.
Would that be a strength to hold on?
For me? Probably.
All right. Roll strength to hold
I was
on.
gonna say,
Because he is.
like I have the strength.
Climbing.
I have the strength to hold you.
Yeah.
Like that's easily.
But you were more than likely on his back as he was climbing, like
Yeah.
hand and foot. You were clinging
I
on
mean,
to
I'm
Diego,
like doing the koala.
choking him out. He's like,
Yeah, I'm choking him out. Oh boy. That is not a success.
All
You
right.
want to spend some luck
Or do you want to push it?
to grip even tighter?
Choke him out even more?
How high up are we? Not that I would know, but how long have we been climbing?
I would say you guys have been climbing at this point probably 10, 15 minutes.
Okay. I'll push it.
Okay.
Just, feel myself
You've been-
starting to slip.
yeah,
and,
you're getting
kinda
kinda
get-
tired.
If I can feel it starting to slip, can I try to grab?
Yeah, you can make an attempt. That would be a grapple, I think. Is there a grapple? What is that?
That'd just be a fighting maneuver if you're
Gotcha.
trying to grapple someone.
Yeah, just trying to like grab and
No, she's not going to resist.
take me. Please save me.
So yeah, I'll just try and get a better hold on him.
Gotcha.
Still not a success.
So yeah, so I'll go for the save.
Okay.
Now what is that?
No, just fucking eat shit. Brian, you eat shit.
After
that
a
would be
15-minute
fighting
climb, I probably
maneuver, I
fucking
think.
die.
What's that?
Fighting brawl, correct?
Just fighting, bro.
To try and grab.
Do you spend your 30 luck?
All of my luck.
Pass.
Okay. So you end up.
So as long as I don't get a
Yeah.
100, I pass by.
Yeah. So you do end up falling, and you end up hitting the ground pretty hard, and you start to skid. But he ends up running down and grabbing you.
Okay.
As
So
you-
we're not like, it's not like a sheer
Oh no,
cliff
it's not.
face.
You're not gonna fall to your death.
Yeah, I'm falling and I'm like, this is it. I didn't see this coming.
You're not gonna fall to your death.
Yeah.
So
Going back to the.
yes, you end up
Hold on better.
Yeah, you end up catching her. So
I'm agile as fuck, though, so
Yeah.
I got this.
you were pretty damn scuffed up, and you don't know if you dropped anything. You don't know because you can't see. You have no idea.
Yeah. First, do I take any damage or?
I would say, roll me a 1d4.
Okay.
It sucks.
Failed a push roll.
That's true. That's a 4.
Okay, 4 points
Ow.
of damage. You hit the ground hard, and you skid through it. And this is some hard ass rock. You end up
Yeah.
skidding through. There's
Benny
a lot
and
of
Izzy
debris.
still untouched.
Yeah. There's a lot of brush and.
Benny's is more impressive because he's been in all of them, except the one.
So you end up getting pretty bad scraped up. Your leg is bleeding pretty bad. Nothing unmanageable. You guys managed to kind of get it to a point where it's not bleeding near as bad as it was at the start.
Yeah.
So you guys are making your way back up.
Well, as soon as I realize I'm not dead, I'm gonna pat myself down and check and make sure that my treasured possession is still on me.
You can't fuck with your treasured possession.
Yeah, you're fine.
Well, not without
Yeah.
roll.
Yeah.
Technically, you can.
Yeah.
But
It's still there. You're good.
okay, cool.
So far. For now. So, you manage to make it about halfway up the mountain, and it plateaus for a bit. You can see that there are a few areas where it looks like there have been trails carved out. Very rough, nothing official. But there are a few trails. There's 2 that you can really see. One that seems pretty rough, and one that starts out fairly easy, but starts to get really steep the further you go up. So, still
Yep, just straight ahead.
barren. Okay.
Make sure that Shay has a good grip.
Yeah. So again, which
Heading up the volcano.
Yep.
Is it just me or is it getting warmer?
Not even gonna pay attention. It's gonna
But
keep on keeping up the mountain.
Casually.
so
Really sweaty, Bo.
so you guys again, there's a split in the pathway.
We're going.
One
Whichever way goes up.
They both go up.
Are we
One-
there yet?
Which way looks worse?
it depends. There's one, like I said, it starts out fairly nice, but it gets steeper, and then one that looks kind of rough, but it like the path itself is rough, but it seems to not be as steep of an incline.
Let's be honest here. Let's go to the steeper one.
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, everyone would usually take that one.
Steeper one. That's where we're going.
Okay.
Yep.
Fuck expectations.
Yeah.
So, so
They both lead to the exact same spot. Let's be honest here.
they might. They might. One leads you to her cabin. The other leads you to the volcano.
No.
I don't know. So you end up making your way to the next pathway, and again, it is pretty daunting to look at from this angle. It takes a bit to get started just because of how, it's pretty easy starting out, but once it gets to the rough part, again, it gets kind of steep. So once you get to that point, it's a little harder to find handholds. And at this point, it is steep enough that it's almost like you are rock climbing through parts of it.
Cool. It's fine.
So,
Luckily, me and Benny, we've got to do some of this in our childhood.
some climbing and climbing. Now, there's a part in the trail where it looks as though there's possibly a rock slide of some sort has knocked out part of the trail. And getting over it, you I'd say you'd probably have to either jump over or attempt to squeeze under.
I'm going to squeeze under.
Starting to say, with your size, you might not be able to go.
I think I'm gonna jump.
Yeah, I'm going to squeeze under. We should go one at a time.
I will give you either a climb or a jump. Whatever you want to do. Whichever one's better for
I'll go
you.
a climb.
Okay.
I'll go a climb. We'll risk those extra. Those extra 5 points.
Yeah. And what's my roll?
Yours would
I'm
be
gonna use the metal dice. I'm
a...
gonna steal your good luck.
Let's see. I think just a plain dex to
It's good. It's good.
almost dropped everything.
I'm good at this.
That's good.
Yeah, pass me.
Cool. Just to try and squeeze and find a way to get under all this brush and nonsense.
I think I failed that. What is that? 7?
71?
Yeah, it's a definite.
Okay. So...
You suck.
I told you, when it comes to these, I'll pass every time. But when all these, nah. Nah.
So again, the rubble of the rock slide, it's still fairly loose, and there's a lot that has started to crumble away. So you keep grabbing something and it'll fall. You'll grab another rock and it'll start to crumble, so you just can't get a good handhold. So you may end up having to find an alternative route.
Can I try to jump it?
Yeah, you're free to try.
Okay, let's go for the jump. Let's see here. Let's take these blue.
I just slid on through.
Hey, would it help if I got down and then you just pull me up?
You're trying to give him a boost dice.
I mean, he's still jumping.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
I'll let her down so she can squeeze through.
That's fair. Yeah.
I don't think she can squeeze through, not when she's fucking blind.
She has echo.
Yeah, this is true.
And also,
But it's still a dexterity check to squeeze through, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Isn't your deck super low?
Yeah.
Well, you're free to.
do you wanna try to squeeze through, or do you wanna try to hang on for the jump?
Well,
Because I'm jumping.
So, I'm not necessarily understanding exactly like where he's jumping up a ledge, right?
There's like where the rock fall is taking place. There's debris and like roots and stuff, and like trees that have fallen, and so where everything's stacked up.
Jump up to like.
Yeah, basically to help pull himself up to get over all the rubble. Or there's a small space underneath where the roots and the rock have kind of stacked up, and it's just small enough that a smaller person could get through. Someone not very broad. He's broad enough that he would definitely not be able to fit.
Yeah.
But it's where the rock slide is taking place, and so a lot of like what was higher up on the mountain just got drugged down, and it's collapsed. So sorry, that wasn't very descriptive.
No, it's.
Well, hang on.
47.
Damn it! I'm gonna push it. I'm gonna eat shit on this one.
You might pass it. You might get that fat one. You never know.
Damn it! God, I suck.
So.
You're holding on to this one, so you're.
No, I've at this point gotten down. I haven't either. Basically, I was like, oh, if he can jump up, and I was thinking it was a ledge, he's going over to the other side. Mm-hmm. So he wouldn't be able to pull me over.
Yeah.
Not really, no. Yeah. He could. It would just be difficult. So it would be a strength check for both of you.
Shay, I can't get up.
Yeah. So you take off running, you jump, and when you do, you don't really get enough momentum to climb what you have in front of you, so you end up stepping on the debris, and it starts to collapse underneath you, and the tunnel that was underneath that he crawled through is now collapsed.
I'm on the other side, though, right?
Yes.
I'm already gone.
Yeah. But you're now separated from them.
I'm gonna send a message to.
I got screwed over.
Maybe.
I'll send a message to Benny. I
Depends
think I'm gonna have to take the other trail.
I'll meet you on the other side then.
Well, Shay, let's go.
Where are we going?
We're gonna have to take a different path. I can't make this jump.
Oh, okay. What about the tunnel? I could maybe.
Well, yeah, I'll probably close that up.
Oh, was that crumbling sound?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
I also heard the Wilhelm scream down in the valley beneath us.
So we're gonna head back to the other trail.
All right.
We're basically walking at this point to go down.
And I'm going.
Yeah,
up.
I'll give Bo's
on.
back a bit of a rest, and
I'm going to continue on.
And you have echo kind of leading you. There are a few parts where it is kind of steep, and you can hear.
At this point, I've basically got my hand on like the scruff of his neck, not gripping, but just like
touch.
Yeah.
Just reassuring yourself.
Yeah.
So, Echo ends up leading you down the path, taking you through a path that is a little less treacherous than what you guys ended up doing, or just trying to find the path of least resistance, basically. You end up going down a pretty good ways where you end up meeting back to the split in the road. I'll bounce to you real quick.
I'm moving on.
Yes. The path
Moving ahead
is still
dangerous.
Yeah. The path is still
I mean, someone fucked me over.
It was Santa Claus.
Yeah, someone fucked me over on this.
Shouldn't have thought of Santa.
So you end up continuing on this pathway, and it eventually evens out to a point where it's not near as bad going up. It even looks like there are parts that have had stone laid out to make a trail.
Yeah.
Almost looks like steps. You end up getting to a point where it's getting warmer noticeably, but not unbearably hot.
Yeah.
And you get to a point, and you can actually reach the peak of the mountain where, again, it falls off a bit. As you walk towards the edge, you can look down, and what you are now standing and staring into is a dormant volcano.
I'm gonna just wait here now.
All right. So,
Shay,
I'm gonna give it either. How long would it take them to get back? How would I would know how long it would take them to get back to the.
more than likely to get down, it would take them probably close to about maybe, I'd say 15, 20 minutes. And then to get back up, who knows? Because
I'm gonna give it an hour. I'm gonna wait for an hour.
Okay.
Just
So-
play with my deck. Or smoking a cig.
Shay, are you capable of running, or would you like to get on my back? Because we're about to try to make this trail pretty quickly.
I'd rather get on your back for that.
So I'm gonna scoop her up and just take off.
All right. It is going to be another dex check because this is the one that was rough all the way up. Well, as far as you could see, at least.
Well,
That other one started out easy, and then about halfway up, you ran into a few complications.
I'm the worst roller.
Pass.
That's a success.
All right.
See, with these.
All right. So you make it up a pretty good ways, and you make it up in a pretty timely manner. You get to a point where it starts to even out a little sooner than the other one. It
How
seems
long
like
have we
the
been
other
out
trail-
running for?
At this point, maybe 5-10 minutes. Not too far. You literally got around to a point where you couldn't see anymore, and it leveled out. It's probably, I don't know, it's probably like climbing a set of steps at a...
Nah.
you
I
know.
just want to know the time frame.
Yeah.
Continue.
So, in this area, oddly enough, there are a few trees spotted here and there, and it looks like there's been a trail cut out, a fresh trail cut out.
Hauling ass.
Okay. As you're whipping through, of course, you're running, the trees are flashing past you. It's not too much longer before you end up coming, or a cabin comes into view.
I want to try to message Benny.
Okay. At this distance, it would be very, very faint.
Does it go through?
Probably the only thing that would be able to go through is the word Benny. Just the name. That's it.
That's fine.
So you hear
Is
faint.
Is he messaging loudly, like trying to broadcast super loud?
Are you?
Sure. I'm just trying to get it through.
So yeah, you
I mean,
hear-
I don't really. I'm not trying to hide it from Shay.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to communicate. So I'd probably tell Shay. You know, I'm gonna try to get a hold of Benny.
Yeah.
I don't know if
He just starts yelling Benny as well, but yelling it.
like out loud.
But you're yelling Benny?
I'm trying to send him the message that you heard me tell him in Louisiana.
What?
Like through the mind.
What?
Well, you kind of caught a little bit of it, but I see a cabin, so we need to lay low. I'm gonna inch towards the cabin.
Okay. Just still so confused.
Just so confused right now.
But you're speaking out loud. I can feel your lips moving. That's a lie. I can't. So.
I can hear your lips smacking.
But
I'm gonna inch towards the cabin.
okay. There's smoke pluming from the chimney, and there doesn't seem to be a light on in the cabin. It looks pretty rough. It doesn't look like it's very well maintained. It looks very wild. There are things hanging from the rafters of the porch. There's a smokehouse off in the distance, and there's just a few small things like an area to chop wood. There's a clothesline. It looks like a very worn clothesline. It doesn't look like it gets much use.
Shay, how have you been getting around whenever you're not on my back? Because I noticed you've been walking in a pretty straight line to be someone that can't see where they're going.
I've been following Rufus.
I'm gonna pull her off my shoulders, like hide her around.
Okay, hold on. But you're good. Alright.
I'm gonna take Shane kind of hotter. So I'm gonna go investigate this cabin. Do your best to kind of time about 10, 15 minutes, whatever way you can.
Uh-huh.
And if I'm not back, see if the dog will get you away from here.
Okay, so you don't want me to follow you if
No.
something happens?
If something could take me down, you probably can't take it.
It's a fair point.
Because you can feel that I'm a pretty big boy.
Yeah.
This is a ballsy move for you without 30 luck.
It is. It really is. I'm kind of put at this moment though, because I ain't no bitch. So yeah, I'm gonna do my best to kind of put Shay where she's like out of sight.
Gotcha. Alright. So, again, the cabin looks very dim.
Yeah.
There's no lights coming from it and everything. And by this time, it's about midday. But because of the shape of the mountain, the sun is mostly obscured by the shape of the rock above you.
Well, I'll keep all my weapons like sheath, like nuts and pockets.
Alright. It is, again, just due to the trajectory of the
You
sun.
don't have your baseball bat.
You did not take
That's
it.
fine. I got my nuts. That's all I need.
Again, this area is very shaded. It's starting to cool down pretty quick, just because, again, you're out of the line of the sun. Are you going to try and sneak up to it?
Just gonna walk up to it. I'm gonna make it seem like I'm no threat.
All right.
Of course, I'm a person of a threat, but I'm just gonna casually just walk up to it.
Okay.
I'm not
You don't
saying
see
anything.
any sign of life inside. The windows, the curtains are drawn.
I'm gonna head knock on it.
All right. The air seems to still around you when you do.
Damn.
Something changes, and the temperature again proceeds to drop.
It's the fucking wind.
Temperature
While he's walking away,
proceeds-
I'm gonna basically like feel around on the ground, see if I can find a big rock or a big stick or something.
Gotcha. Roll me a spot hidden.
Oh God.
What's your stat for it?
That's when you gotta do two setbacks, isn't it?
If you
To,
tell Echo to
difficult.
search for it, you might get a boost.
Fair, or at least level out.
Fetch. Yes, yeah. Again, if
I'm like, hey, Wolfus, try and help me find a rock or a stick or something. Just like patting around on the ground.
You have 25, you got it.
I mean, that's only because I can't have. That's the baseline of that skill. That's an 18 though. So,
Success.
do you want me to roll with a
You're-
setback or anything?
Since she like feeling
that's right.
for it.
Well, and also because you had
She has
Echo.
a dog.
Yeah.
Echo help. I'll give it to you.
All right.
So you end up finding something. Seems like a pretty sturdy branch. You don't really know exactly how big it is without going.
I mean, I was just kind of like
feeling-
run my hand up
Yeah.
and down and kind of like pick it up.
Get a splinter. No. So it's pretty decently sized, probably about maybe 2 feet at most.
Yeah. Give it a few test swings.
Yeah. You hear a
smack
few.
tree.
You hear a few of the branches sticking off of it, or the little twigs sticking off of it, catching the wind.
Yeah.
So it gives a good whip, and you have that now. We'll
I'm putting
see
my
how-
brass knucks on.
Okay.
At
So
that point, I'll just basically sit down and wait.
ready.
Yeah, holding my stick.
So the cabin again stays silent, and the temperature
I'm gonna knock again.
is pretty cold. No answer.
One more knock.
No answer.
Kick the door in.
All right. That would be. Oh gosh, was that?
Strength, probably.
Strength,
Yeah,
yeah.
just flat strength check.
Gotcha.
Which ones do I want to use? Let's go for blue. Because we'll keep dice to until I get a good roll.
Bounce around. 15.
Jesus.
It's an extreme
The
success.
door
No,
might
no,
explode too.
No, that is an extreme success. Sorry, I was looking at your deck stat.
So
Look at
you
that.
brace yourself.
Kill Santa
Before-
Claus gets hit by the door.
Yeah. He's like hobbling towards the door. He's like, I was going to answer. I've had cookies in my mouth. I was trying to clear
The
it.
people don't use the bathroom where you're from?
Yeah, exactly. So you end up bracing yourself before rearing back and just booting, like, base of heel of the foot into the door. You end up hitting right at the lock and bust
I'm
that
about to get
thing
like a
in.
door count because I just fuck doors up.
Yeah. Did you not catch the thing in the poem about the doors?
That's funny.
Yes.
That's funny. I now catch
A
them.
lot of doors, some repaired now with care. You're welcome, Bo and Benny.
Wasn't that the running gag? No, that's the different thing.
Yeah. I mean, it is kind of a running gag, but
It is now. For some reason I keep kicking in doors, but continue.
yeah. So you end up busting down the door, and it swings open, slams against the wall next to you, and the cabin, from what you can see, is empty. But the curtains are drawn and it's dark inside, and the only thing that's really illuminating it is a fireplace.
Yeah, that was my question.
Yes, is a fireplace.
Well, here goes those dumb decisions. I might get a 22 luck. I go in.
Okay. So you step foot into the doorway, and it's a small cabin, and it's relatively barren. The only thing that really sticks out to you, again, is the fireplace and a large cooking pot placed into the
I'm going to try to send another message to Benny.
This time you cannot reach him.
And
I'll get back to you here in a little bit, I promise.
well, I guess I'll walk over and see what's brewing.
Alright. You walk up to the edge and peek inside, and at first it's really hard to tell what's stewing. There's a ladle off to the side, a wooden ladle, if you'd like to stir it and see.
Well, I guess I'll stir it.
It's people.
I'll stir it and give it an old taste.
You're gonna taste
Jesus.
it?
I'll stir it and give it an old taste.
Hey, look, Bo's the Wendigo now.
Yeah. So, when you stir it, you do see a few things float up to the top. What is it? What? He gonna die. Yeah. So,
Unless it like looks like it's anything weird. If it doesn't look like anything weird in the I'll try.
well, when you
Fingernail.
stir it, you do see an eye float to the top.
I mean, that's not necessarily bad.
I'm gonna
Like-
still take a huge swig just to confirm.
Yep. And you can hear things scraping across the bottom of the cauldron.
I'm gonna smell it.
Smell it.
I'm gonna
It
smell.
it smells like cooked meat. That I don't think you know what this smells like. It's something. It smells like a stew, but it has a very meaty scent to it.
Did they use good seasoning?
See, I was like, man, they got salt nearby. Like, I might run it.
There's a few herbs. It looks like there's maybe
Is there
some
something I
potatoes.
can take the kettle off of the?
Yeah, there's probably the hook.
Yeah. Well, I want to grab that and take it off the fire.
All right. There's actually a few different types of hooks hanging all across the mantle. A few different tools sitting there.
I'm gonna.
Again, you're free to. You got it off the.
Alright, well, I want to set.
Idiot.
I want to set that off. There's really like cool hooks. I'm gonna grab one for myself.
Okay. All right. So you have one. It's. I want to get super technical. It's like Swedish steel.
So I have that.
But no.
Is there any? Is it just this one single room, or does it branch off in any other rooms?
From what you can see, there's not too much. The fire is. It's going, but again, it's just throwing odd shadows across the room.
Can I take one of the hooks and like kind of jab a piece of wood and bring it out?
Yeah.
Trying to make myself a torch here.
Yeah.
Fuck it, I got my lighter. I'll flick my lighter. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just
Yeah,
want
yeah.
Thank God I smoke. Yeah, I just want to pull the old lighter
Okay.
out.
So
Shine,
we burn this shit to the ground. So you end up flicking on your lighter, and you can see off into the corner there's a large table. The cabin is strangely open. Again, there's not a whole lot to it. Decorations, no interior decorating involved. You see a long table. It's kind of narrow, and just an assortment of things cluttering
As
the
in,
top. You see sausage. You see
is there anything like out of the place that grabs my eye? Like, do I see like a hand?
nothing like that. It's mostly just random foods that don't really go together. You see, like I said, sausage. You see what looks to be a yogurt. You see spoons that are like half licked and.
You're gonna have to stop explaining. I'm about to go try a fucking stew. Shay.
Yeah. You see lots of different things, candies. You see, there's a few things that may stick out to you. There's a couple of toys sitting here, small things sitting there like a top, and.
Okay, so I'm some creepers ass right now. I guess if there's nothing that really catches my eye, I'm gonna attempt to leave.
Okay. So you turn to the door, and it slams shut.
Damn, I told you I should have broke that motherfucker off the hinge. I tried.
Why are we not surprised? Well, we knew that like that Bo would be the first to die.
See, this is why I don't make tanky characters.
You know what's funny?
Is that magic? I need to throw magic.
Wendigo? No. Santa? Yep.
You don't know if it's Santa.
Filler episode? That's where I decided to die.
Yeah. Holiday.
Fucking series arc? No. Not family.
Yeah.
Alright, so the door slams shut.
Mhm. What are you gonna do?
Well, if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna piss it off. I'm gonna kick the kettle over.
Okay.
Yeah,
There's
they've been working on
Yeah.
that.
You.
My lunch.
Yeah. No, I just do that. The meat's been tenderizing in that cauldron. So you go.
Days of work.
It was so tender.
Kick
So
it
you
up,
kick
shit
it
up.
over, and
Can I see anything in the?
yes, what you've ended up kicking over, the cauldron of course hits the floor, and then rolls, and all the contents wash out across the floor. You see pieces, chunks of children. You see teeth clattered across the ground.
Can I-
You see
Is the handle of the
Bones.
cauldron still hot?
the handle. Yes, yeah.
I was gonna try to make a makeshift weapon.
Yeah. By the way, you're gonna have to roll me a sanity check. You just saw a bunch of dead.
Oh, I failed
Half
this
chopped
one.
up.
I definitely failed
Children.
this one.
They have been in this cauldron so long that their meat is falling off the bone. It's tender as fuck.
Could I tell
What are you
it's
getting?
kids?
What are you getting ready to say?
Huh?
I was just wondering what
Oh, yeah.
your
Like pieces of face.
Oh, the 8 points from it.
your threshold for death.
What is it? 1/5?
Yeah, that's a fifth of your starting total.
Dudes, what is it with me and dead children?
I know, right?
I was thinking that.
Dead
And,
chopped
Mine's 9. I get to lose 9 sanity this time.
That chart right there.
and 9.
Yeah.
I mean, he's already got his figured out. What's your
Gotcha.
current sanity?
47.
47.
So 9, yeah. What's yours?
Mine is 85.
85.
Jesus.
So yours
Sane as fuck right
is
now.
17.
Cool.
I wonder what Parker's is.
I just don't see weird shit very often.
I hate you.
Did
you not hear some weird shit?
What's this thing about the
21.
the hollow earth? Just it
Okay.
feels like a big room. I don't see the big point. Like
Wait.
it's just a big room, guys.
What'd you roll?
A 21.
For his, he did it
For
once.
for sanity.
Yeah, I was
You
for
succeed.
sanity.
No, yeah, you roll to
When he-
lose points. Yeah.
Okay.
He succeeded, so he doesn't lose any credit.
Yeah.
Okay. So
You managed to
Yeah.
tough it out.
yeah. So in the it does turn your stomach a little bit, but you've dealt with a Wendigo. You've dealt with a lot recently. So,
Child murder's fine at this
Yeah.
point.
So you well
Par for the course.
you've seen dead baby skulls, so
So,
yeah. So you do
so,
grit your teeth.
at the corner of the room where the door is it dark?
Just that whole entire area is dark. Yeah.
Cigarette, flick.
There's nothing.
Now,
Yeah. You
can I try to? This is a very pointless roll, but can I try to roll psychic to see if I can see anything?
Yeah.
It's a pointless roll. I mean, there's no way I would roll a 1.
It's worth a shot.
Yeah.
99.
Well, I was close.
Yeah. Are you sure you don't want to lose some luck? That was
Well, what I'm gonna do is take the kettle,
yeah.
put a hook onto it, and scoop some of the fire into the kettle,
Okay. All right.
lantern, and walk towards the door.
All right. You end up walking to the door carefully, I assume, and You can see your cigarette burning onto the ground.
I'm gonna stomp it as I walk by.
There's nothing there.
I'm gonna go to open the door.
Okay. Door's open. Must have been the wind.
I'm just gonna like walk out.
So, Shay, you hear crunch, crunch, crunch as someone walks.
Swing my stick.
Would you like to?
I'd like to swing my stick.
Okay, that I assume is a fighting brawl.
I'm gonna go
because
dodge.
I don't think there's a.
I'm gonna fight back.
Do you have any combat points?
No.
Are you gonna
But
knock
also-
the shit out of Shay
No,
with your kettle?
I'm going to dodge.
Oh.
Swing the stick. Stick, go. It's a 94, as it should be.
You swing it, hit the tree, goes over here. You swung over here.
Take that and smack the tree.
You see the aura dissipate in front of you and then reappear.
So I'm just gonna keep.
I'm sorry, Wolfus.
I'm just gonna like, keep the kettle as long as it'll keep going.
Okay.
And is there like another trail I can see that?
Roll me a spot hidden for that.
What do we got?
It's
Not too
pretty
shabby. Not too shabby.
densely forested in this part.
Ooh, that's an extreme.
All right.
I finally passed one of these.
So you end up.
Groovy.
Yeah, there you go. You end up rounding the side of the house as you're looking just around to see if there's a trail.
Did I succeed the spot hidden?
You did.
You did. You get to upgrade your
The
spot
blind
hidden.
person gets to upgrade their spot hidden.
And in
Maybe.
your defense, yeah, maybe. In your defense, you had a ghost dog helping
I
you.
did have a ghost dog helping me.
So do I find anything?
You do.
Cool.
You end up rounding the back of the house, and in the bushes and the shrubs, you end up seeing a lesser used trail. But there is a thin trail that's.
Well, I'm gonna
winding
grab
up
Shay,
towards-
throw her on my back, and we're gonna haul ass.
Okay.
What's going on? Who are you?
Don't worry, you can smell the sweat. You know who that is. So, you make your way up to the top of the mountain, and it takes probably another 15 minutes. By this point, Benny, it has been over an hour. It's probably been about an hour, 15 hour, 20 minutes.
So I'm going.
But
do
you
I
did
see,
get the faint bit.
Yeah, a very faint Benny.
Do I see another pathway?
Yes, yeah. You see a couple of them, nothing really defined. You see the one, of course, that you just walked up.
I need that one.
That's the main one. But there is another one kind of off to the right. It's pretty steep at one little part, but then evens out.
I guess I'm gonna head down that way.
Gotcha. Not too long. You literally walk maybe 6 or 7 steps down, and you see Bo in the distance. Probably looking a little sweaty by now, hauling it with Shay, looking panicked on his
Carrying
back.
a kettle with fire.
Yes, carrying a kettle and a hook with fire. And you smell something kind of gross. It smells like burning something.
Benny,
Mm-hmm.
there's a cabin back there. This kettle was in it. And whenever I went in and I kicked this kettle over, there was a kid's body parts cooking in it.
Wait, what?
Well, should we go investigate? should she roll a sanity check now that he knows about it?
You should.
Okay. 48? No,
Success.
84.
Still
No, 48.
success. I was just trying to get you to Louisiana
Yeah.
since you were high on your horse.
Whenever
Shay's like, that's a euphemism for something. That's-
whenever I was in there,
Clearly just...
there
That's
was a table that had meats on it and toys, and when I walked over to it, the door slammed shut.
Well, let's go investigate.
So maybe it's that... What was the thing?
Grayla,
Grayla?
evil Santa.
Well, look, I looked around there. There really wasn't nothing, but we can go back.
Why would we go back?
That's what we do.
Why do you do?
We're not smart. I'm bronze, not brains.
We look for
You're
clues.
smarter than he is.
Am I?
Yeah.
Intelligence-wise, yes, but
Yeah.
education-wise, hell no.
Education. Education-wise,
You barely beat me in intelligence, but I like fucking destroy you in intelligence.
Or
Education.
Education.
Yeah, education.
So we head back to the cabin.
Alright.
We are looking for clues.
Well, the body parts are on the floor in there, so kind of get ready.
I'm going to prepare myself to see children body
Dead
parts.
children.
Yeah.
That's fair. You are allowed.
Yeah.
So,
I'm expecting it.
yes. So, it's pretty easy to get to since you literally just came through there, and it's actually a relatively short walk down to the cabin. You make your way down, and
Does Shay come with us?
Yeah, she's on his
She's-
back.
she's
She
on
has no
back.
choice.
Yeah.
She's on his back. So you make your way to the cabin, and the doors shut again.
I'm gonna just go to open it.
It's open.
Okay.
Must have been the wind.
You gotta kick it open. It's cold.
No. That's your thing.
I can go inside and lock it for you.
I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna look to see if there's any like little secret hidey holes.
Roll a spot hidden.
With advantage.
I want to go up and be like, see if any of the hooks are like.
That's an 18. So already off to a good start. 18. So hard success.
Gotcha.
I'm going to take a moment to kind of like close my eyes, try and relax. Not necessarily doze off, but get into a almost meditative state and see if we are in any danger.
Roll psychic. So you end up seeing not anything in the house per se, but you do, as you're kind of passing by the window, the curtains flutter a bit, and you see footsteps leading to the smoke shed. You, since you didn't really roll for anything, the hooks don't do anything. Just hooks. Kind of cool looking.
I'm going to push this. I rolled a 99.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's where all that laughing
So-
earlier.
The thought that apparently, supposedly, maybe there are children body parts scattered across the floor is kind of unnerving me. I'm having a hard time, relaxing. So I'm just going to, push deeper into the meditative state, almost risking, falling asleep or, just being completely out of it.
Gotcha.
25.
Which is?
That's definitely a success. That's a hard success.
Cool. So you end up just focusing to a point where you are in a half sleep. You are aware of what's going on around you, but you have relaxed to a point where, again, you were almost dozing, but lucid dreaming, as they say. You end up hearing the sound of laughter. Like there are multiple people in the room. And you can hear, again, a language you don't necessarily understand. You hear roughly about 15 distinct voices. They are all very, very notable. They all sound just vastly different from each other, but all have a very gruff tone. And it seems like they're celebrating something. You hear a door open, and you hear the sound of children crying and a woman cackling. And you snap back.
Okay.
It fades.
So the
into
footprints lead
darkness.
out of the house.
Yeah, just pointing this note. There's footprints at the heading into the smoke shed.
Okay.
No.
So,
I'll take lead.
you...
Gun drawn.
Yes, alright. You end up noticing that the footprints that you were following are inhumanly large.
So I'm gonna drop Shay off my back and say,
I had a short vision. There's a lot of people. They seemed like they were celebrating.
well, I'm gonna put my nuts on. Well, let's join the celebration. And I'm gonna go to the shed.
Okay. You end up opening the door, and it is unlocked. There's nothing here really keeping you from accessing the shed. And you open it up, and there are children bound and gagged, looking mortified.
Benny, watch my back.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go in.
Okay.
I'm keeping watch to see if there's anything
What's going on? Okay.
going on.
It's a small shed.
God, I should have said Shay, watch my back.
Yeah.
I had so much fun here.
What?
Shay,
I said
watch
Shay,
my
watch my
back.
back.
Then he's just like,
Yeah, so I go in.
So it's a smaller shed. There's not really a whole lot to see. You notice that there are meat hooks with mystery meats
That's fine.
hanging.
I'm gonna pull out my knife and like cut one of the. Well, first, I'm just gonna undo one of the kids' gags. Fuck, they don't speak English as useless.
Yeah, they are speaking rapid fire Icelandic. Just
Must be like shh.
yeah, crying, just sobbing.
Shut.
You put the gag back on.
Okay.
Betty, there's kids in here.
You can hear muffled crying.
I think I may have an idea.
Evil Santa who's eating
No.
the children?
No, I'll take it. I have a plan. Maybe we unbound one and let it run out, and see if anything happens to them.
Or we unbound all of them and then take them back to the village. No, just out loud.
Yes.
Out loud, yeah, out loud.
Well, you see, when I was in here earlier, something slammed that door, and I didn't shut the door earlier.
It was the wind.
Must have been the wind.
Yep. I don't think that we use children as lemmings.
Well, I would rather them die than me die.
Jesus.
I don't think we're going. I'm going to be okay with you letting you kill children, though.
I didn't say kill it. It's obviously capturing children.
Yeah. We're going to free all of them and help them get back to the village.
So I'm gonna cut all the ropes.
So they immediately cling to you guys. They are very scared, and they seem to be relatively young. The oldest may be about 8 or 9. So they are all very scared. They're trembling, all sobbing.
All these kids be in front of me.
Okay.
I'll lead the pack, I guess.
Okay.
Gun in tow.
Okay. So
Keeping
eyes out. So it's a pretty rough trick. The children are all murmuring to themselves. They really don't know what's happening. They all seem very confused. Yes. Good question.
If I compel someone, can I? I can't make them do something they can't physically actually do. Correct?
You can't make
So
them.
They will certainly try,
Okay.
but it
They're
only
trying to make
lasts
them
like
speak
6
English.
seconds. Yeah.
What were you gonna do?
It's something that I was like, I'll try. I'm gonna save that spell for later then.
So you end up again just leading the pack.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
These poor children
Hey, listen.
You end
I
up
don't know how
leading them
magic
down.
works.
down this mountain, and you're all probably walking maybe
Turn the subtitles on.
8 minutes or so. Get a translation here. So you end up walking down maybe close to 10 minutes before you end up hearing shuffling coming up the mountain, and it sounds big. Whatever it is very large.
Psychic message. Bo, you might want to come up front because we may have a guest.
Do you want to try to hide?
I don't think we're going to be able to hide with 15 children.
There wasn't 15.
How many were there?
There was only like 4.
Oh,
3 or
4? I don't think we're going to be able to hide with 4 children who are
If you
scared,
count-
who are terrified out of their minds.
I
Well,
didn't get counted there.
Yeah.
why is that? I don't even know about this. Can I hear it?
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
You all can hear it,
Okay.
yeah.
So, sprint.
Alright.
Gun drawn.
Alright.
We're
So
going to meet.
I'm gonna get like 5-10 feet in front of Benny.
sorry. So as you're running through, you can see a large figure in the distance, bundled, but something walking up. Almost looks like a large bear.
How far from us?
I would say at this point probably 50 feet or so.
Well, Benny, you know what I'm gonna do.
Grayla, is that you?
You end up seeing the figure kind of stop, and you see the cape lift and kind of look around, or the hood lift and look around, and doesn't seem to see you, but definitely hears you.
Oh, let's troll this thing. Can I make a snowball?
Yeah. That would be a throw.
Snowball. So we can have a little bit of fun here. 35. That's hard.
All right. So you end up seeing this thing.
Maybe there was a rock in the snowball.
Maybe. You see the snowball soar down. And of course, it's going downhill, so that helps to your advantage. Pelt this thing in
Accuracy.
the edge of the hood
That's like a
and in the
50-yard
forehead.
pass.
And as the hood falls off, you see a disgustingly disfigured woman.
That is a dude perfect throw if I've ever heard of it.
Yeah.
What?
So that was a dude perfect throw if I've ever seen
Yeah.
one.
The face is just matted in warts. There's a large nose. Again, just a
You may
very
wanna shoot
strong
this
brow. Very strong brow, but doesn't seem to be growing eyebrows. Just a wide face and hunched over body. And she is massive.
I'm going
bigger
to,
than Bo. Massive.
I'm going to like just gun trained and just state. Do you speak English?
While he's saying this, I want to try to sneak down through the woods.
Okay. You don't get a response. You just hear a rumbling chuckle.
Nope, I've heard that before.
And you see what you think is a cruel grin.
So just casually. So, Shay, this is the bad guy, right?
It sounds like it.
That's all I needed to know. I'm a fire.
All right.
While I'm still playing.
I'm a
Woods.
pew pews, my dudes.
You're afraid to roll.
Do I get advantage since they don't know where I'm at? Does that work? Is that a thing that exists?
Advantage.
Actual storyteller, actual keeper.
Yeah.
Oof.
Keeper.
So
Please.
this is a kind of an outlier case because while they don't know necessarily exactly where you are, you're definitely not surprising them.
Yeah.
You got bitch got hit by a snowball.
Yeah, like that would have been more the surprise attack round. So I would still say that. I mean, if they can't expect the attack, right?
It's considered a surprise attack.
I would assume so.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna open fire.
All right.
I'm gonna use my die.
Because it's like they know you're there, they know you're hostile, but if they can't see the attack incoming, then it would kind of function the same way on the first turn, at the very least. I would
I'm gonna
imagine.
pew my gun.
All right.
That's a miss.
All right. So
First time I shot that gun.
we're doing great.
Yeah.
So
It's okay, guys. Bo will wrestle her to the ground and we'll be fine.
yeah. So you end up taking aim, and as soon as you go to pull the trigger,
Not good
there
at
is
shooting.
an upheave of wind that ends up just blowing dust in your face.
No, we're on a volcano. There's
Maybe.
not a lot of snow.
There's still, well, not necessarily snow, but loose dirt. There was a
Lava.
earlier, yeah.
Lava.
So you end up again having the wind kind of blow in your face, and again the dust kind of causes you to blink before you end up pulling the trigger and the shot goes wide. You end up seeing her kind of weave to the side and disappear into the trees.
Trees.
We should go now.
I'm gonna send a message like I'm like 15 feet ahead of you in the woods. So let's come on.
And we're gonna march and like wave the children on,
Okay. So
keeping an eye out to hopefully see
are
her
you guys
again.
staying on the pathway?
Yes.
Okay. So you end up making it down. It's the path. It's pretty treacherous. Again, it's pretty rough. That's the trail that was pretty dangerous to start with.
I'm gonna tell Bo to stay, like, you know, me in the front, Bo in the back.
Mm-hmm.
That way we don't get fucking sidelined by her.
Gotcha. I need you to roll me a stealth.
There's no way I have any points in that.
No. I don't have a lot, so don't worry about it.
Nope.
No.
Alright. It is pretty difficult walking through. This area is pretty dry anyways. So going through, you are making a bit of noise, nothing outlandish. But it's on the side of a mountain. It's going to echo a little bit. You end up making it a little ways before you end up hearing shuffling. around you. You can't really place where it is.
Is he behind us?
He is
We're trying to catch up.
Yeah. At this point, he's ahead of you.
Okay.
No, not by far though.
Yeah, not like you can probably hear him and hear the shuffling.
I'm immediately gonna make a break for the trail.
Okay. So as you're walking through, roll me a spot hidden.
Nope. Nope.
Damn.
Not a
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Could have been worse.
Could have been worse, yeah, but still pretty bad. So, as you're sprinting, you're not really watching where you're going, and you step and feel something snap and dig into your leg.
God damn.
I'm gonna need you to roll me a 1d8.
You suck at this, dude.
Yeah. I really do.
No, that one.
Mace is also 1d8.
Is it? What?
That's all.
No,
No.
It's a 1d10 shot.
Bro, you're making it harder on yourself. Not bad. Alright, so you just stepped into a bear trap.
Nah, I figured.
Yeah. It just
Cool.
clamped down onto your leg. Thankfully, due to the boots that you're wearing, it caught most of the boot. It still hurts. It is very, very painful. But,
I'm just gonna read on that. Just do
Yeah.
little triggers to it.
alright. So, it's going to hurt for a bit. So you end up making your way back to the trail, and you can hear the same cackling you heard earlier echoing all around you guys.
Am I now with
Everybody.
them?
Yes, yeah. Everybody can hear it. The kids are now crying full force.
Hear it, but we don't see it.
Yes.
Can I look?
You're free to look around, see if you can find anything.
A spot hidden check.
Yes.
I also want to do that.
Now, it is very, very windy at this point.
Uh-huh.
The wind has picked up, and there are a lot
Dust.
of woods around. And dust, yeah,
Okay.
but a lot of woods around, so that's going to up the difficulty. Because you were trying to find her through the woods. In a dark cloak.
Success so far, but I get advantage. Just a success.
Damn it.
So I just got a
Oh
success.
shit, you're rolling down.
And you rolled with disadvantage.
No advantage.
You just said the
I get-
difficulty
yeah.
was harder.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I got
Okay.
advantage. 'cause I
Sorry,
got keen
yeah.
vision.
Gotcha. You're fine. Never mind. I was crazy.
Yeah.
So...
I was like,
So, you can see shifting in the woods, so you know the general direction. It's coming from the general direction of where Bo came from,
Yeah.
maybe about 20 feet down.
I'm gonna just
I just saw a really cool spell.
Great. Grayla, we see you.
No, you don't.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah. The shuffling continues, and
I'm gonna keep it 360 view, just like shadow box bouncing.
I'm gonna
around.
just start to gun draw, walk you over to the shuffle where I saw her.
you hear more footsteps. A lot of footsteps.
Benny, you think maybe we should try to haul ass down this trail?
They're coming up the trail.
I was mistaken. The maximum range is 10 yards.
It's 30 feet. Is it? Yeah.
Must be intelligible to the target, and the spell may be broken. if
No, wait. 10
contradicts-
yards. That's more than. Yeah, that's 30 feet. 30 feet is 1 yard.
And the spell may be broken if the command contradicts the target's basic nature, such as instructing a human to fly.
Fly.
So basically, it'd also be the killing someone that couldn't speak
Yeah,
English.
speak
Speak
English.
English.
But I could command someone to kill themselves.
Oh, Dominate can also be cast and recast as many times as the caster finds possible, allowing a target to be controlled without interruption for several minutes. Each cast has the same cost and limits. Recasting is instantaneous.
Interesting.
So Benny, do you think we should try to hide? Do you think we're gonna have to do something now because there's a lot of things coming towards us?
Opposed check.
Pro-
Yeah, I'd say you need to.
Just send a mind message. Prepare for combat.
So, you end up seeing numerous figures stumbling up. They are a little larger than normal, probably closer to both size.
Yeah.
I
Not
got your
quite
back.
Grayla size, but there are many of them, all dressed in different ways, but all seem to be wearing a hood. And they pause in the middle of the pathway and all seem to look at each other and look back at you. They seemed a little confused.
I'm gonna take a few steps towards him and say, "Take your hood off."
You end up seeing a few of them look around at each other again, and then you hear rumbling
It's the
chuckles.
village. It's the village. It's the villagers.
Numerous people chuckling.
I'm gonna do this. I did that.
Just
The
the take the
motion.
hood off motion. So no one does anything for a moment, and then they all disperse, darting out in different directions into the woods.
Maybe you think we should run?
Yeah. And just move, just meant yes, we need to go now.
I'll grab Shay and throw her on my back.
Oh, doing this again. All right.
So you end up making your way down the pathway. I assume running.
I'm going
gonna
to
take
stay.
the
I want
plane.
to stay behind the children. I'm staying behind the children, keeping an eye out.
And we're hauling.
Yeah, Paul.
So you end up seeing
I've still got my branch. I'm holding it out like this.
just whacking other branches as you're going. So there's
Kid running a stick along the fence posts.
the cackling now just amplified because it went from one person to now about 14 people.
Don't care, we're hauling. Fuck all these people.
It's surrounding you. And then once you get closer to the bottom of the mountain, it's only an echo.
It's creepy.
We come back with dynamite and blow up the mountain.
Yeah. So
Great idea.
we're moving.
Everyone in the village beneath you.
Just set off the active volcano. It's Pompeii
So
all
we're-
over
It was
again.
dormant. It was
So
dormant
we're
for now.
we're gonna go back to the village, correct? That's the plan.
I mean, that's kind of the only direction we have.
They didn't seem to be too choked up about their lost 8 kids.
Yeah.
I
Four
think they'll
kids.
even
Four
recognize-
kids.
Oh, sorry.
For kids.
But we're
They'll
gonna
even recognize them.
move up.
Okay. So you're going to the village?
Yes.
Okay. So
Go into the room that we went into last time. The building we went into last time.
So the older couple is still there. The gentleman seems a little startled when you bust into the door, and seems even more startled when there are 4 children standing there. He speaks to them, and they respond, and he looks confused before calling out to the older woman. She ends up going out, hurrying out, and then brings back the younger girl again. And she steps into the room and just goes, What is all this? What's happening?
Well, we went up the mountain, came to a cabin. They were cooking kids, and went out to a shed, and these were bound. And I know this gets a little crazy at this part, but you remember the story you told us earlier?
About, Krampus and Grayla.
Yeah, well, we seen her.
This is not funny anymore.
Look at my face. Do I look like I'm chuckling?
Why don't you ask the kids what happened?
So she ends up kneeling down and speaking to the children, and she, again, looks a little startled, looks really disturbed, and then after a while, she stands up and looks at you 3, and then focuses more so on the adults. I don't understand what's happening. Where did you get these children? They're not from here.
The cabin up there on the mountain.
Like close to the top.
We've hiked this mountain for years, and that cabin's always been abandoned. No one's ever.
All that was in there was a pot, fire, meats, and toys. There was no furniture. There was nothing. It was not well kept. Do I still have the hook?
Yes, yeah.
I might.
That's thumps on the ground in front of her. The Yule lads. Grayla's sons.
Yeah, about 14 of them.
13.
Yeah, saw them too.
They're not harmful in the stories. It's only Grayla.
Well, technically, we didn't see them harm anyone. They were coming up the mountain. They seen us. They chuckled really loudly and bolted in the woods.
They're mischievous, yes, but
Well,
it's all a child's story. It's all stuff that you tell children before Christmas to make them.
Well, we're telling you they were eating.
I'm going to grab her by the shoulder and like just look and just believe. I'm casting Dominate Mind.
Okay.
Oh no!
Okay.
This is when you do that.
That's 33.
I'm gonna say that's a success.
That is a success.
Like,
And I'm gonna spend.
it's opposed. So
I want
I'm
to
gonna
spend.
roll and see if she got
And I want to
a better
spend
number. Or,
8 points of luck.
I know you probably don't have a stat.
I want to spend 8 points of luck
I would say it's probably.
to get it down to a heart.
You win.
So
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
You see her when you grab her. She looks afraid,
boom.
and then as soon as
know
you,
that spell. You write it down.
yeah,
Yay! There's a artifact spells and art. Yep.
Yup.
and as soon as you say the words "believe," you see something in her eyes, her pupil.
That's how you use that spell.
Yeah. Her pupils.
Oh, I'll lose it.
Yeah,
I'll
you
lose
lose
the
the
sanity.
sanity and you are down magic.
Her pupils dilate before constricting, and she nods slowly. She goes, "We have to get to the cabin. Who knows what else is happening there?"
Do you have guns?
No, we have
Do you know how to fight?
things to defend ourselves from the wildlife. Guns, some, mostly knives.
You should bring a lot because the 13 men or women, they weren't very large. They were about my size, but Grayla, she's one big bitch.
Question. How long does that last again?
About 10 seconds.
Okay.
Roughly.
So, you basically have just enough time for her to
Yep.
be overcome by the spell. Again, mention the weapons. She turns and speaks to the older couple, and the older couple look alarmed before running out screaming into the streets. And she snaps out of it.
You said the kids weren't from around here. Where are they? Can you tell where they're from?
They are a different village. It's a town on the other side of the mountain.
And what's the name of it?
It's Icelandic. Don't make me say it. Don't make me say it.
Translate cleanly to English. No.
Probably.
Mm.
But
So what is
again, I don't know.
It's fun.
I'll have that information.
So I know I asked you this earlier, and you kind of just said it was a children's story. But now that we've kind of got some proof, was there any legend you had to?
He doesn't know that I forced her to do.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That you said in these kids. Fuck, I forgot where I was going. Oh yeah, I know you said earlier that this was just a kid's tale, but now that we've kind of got physical proof, are you sure there was no myth or any tale of them taking out Grayla?
She looks a little confused. It's like, no, she's just a giant trollus.
So you're just gonna tell me that your people would let if the kid was bad, that it was okay for them to come and be.
There are many awful children's tales. There's the Yule Cat. It's a ferocious beast that hunts the woods and comes back and would slaughter people who didn't have new clothing by the new year. There's tons of
Indians
awful.
didn't think of any time that maybe you should figure out how to kill this.
Well, no, they're just stories.
That's what I'm thinking. Look at Benny and this.
Well, we're going up to the mountain.
What for?
Grayla. Remember you sent the townspeople into a frenzy.
I did. Oh, my head hurts.
Maybe you should sit down and watch the children while the rest of the village, goes and takes care of the situation.
That's a good idea. And she's going to sit down and just start speaking to the children, trying to calm them.
What's the game plan?
We're going back.
I wish we knew something we could take with us. Because I feel like she had smirked when you shot your gun at her, and she flinched not at all. Almost like she feared the gun.
I also missed. So
Yes, but
we'll go. I think we got this.
I'm 100%. I'm down with you. I'm 100% ready to go.
Then let's save Christmas. I'm gonna reload my gun because I used a bullet.
Gotcha.
Oh no!
I guess we're in.
Heading back up. All right.
Are the other people gone?
Yes, you see groups of people with everything they can have. There's farming gear. There's machetes. There's everything.
Is there a gun lying around that I can pick up?
Lying around? Probably not.
Shit.
Now, there are a few people within the masses,
Yeah.
Again, it's a small town. You probably got maybe, probably close to 30, 40.
Does anyone have a spare gun?
You would have to ask someone.
I can't speak. Never mind. So
Yes. So, out of the group of, I'll say 40 people tops. Out of the group of 40 people, maybe 5 or 6 people have guns.
Okay. I guess is the whole crowd going?
Just kind of sporadic, like they're just all scattered, but yes, they are moving up towards the mountain.
I guess we're going.
Most people are staying in a clump, but there are a few of the younger people who are kind of more.
Yeah, I guess we're moving. I'm guessing I'm gonna move up up to the front.
Okay. So.
I want to haul ass till I'm in the front.
Okay.
I'm not decidedly next to him.
Fair. You end up making your way up, and the townspeople seem a little bit more sure-footed than everyone else. They end up making their way up the mountain, and they live here. They're used to it. By the time they reach the cabin, it does take a little while. A few people, especially the older folks, are struggling to get through certain areas, but the younger members of the town are helping everyone along. Also, Shay, did you join? Did you?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm actually in the crowd of people, just trying to follow the aura.
Okay.
That I now know to be Wolfus.
Every time you say Wolfus, he growls a little. Just a gruff, just like a huff.
I'm going to try and not bump into anyone doing that.
Okay.
See how effective that is.
Okay. So you do pretty well, especially with the R touching the R, I assume.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're doing pretty well as is. So
kind of hunch down though, because well, he's a pretty big dog.
Yeah. Is he a wolf dog?
Pretty much, yeah.
So.
I want to take them up to the shed first.
Okay. So.
I'm looking to see if I see anything in the.
Not in the surrounding area so far.
Just keeping an eye out.
Yeah. The smoke is still pluming from the chimney, so not an illusion, nothing supernatural that you can see so far. Everything is just as you guys left it earlier. And when you end up walking up to the shed, they bust down the door, and the meat is still hanging. The mystery meat is still hanging from the meat house.
That's gonna be like.
So, we proved it.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna like point at the meat and point. Is the rope and stuff still there?
Yes. Yeah.
So I'm doing like the.
Yeah. So you hear lots of murmuring in, again, another language. They're talking, and people are starting to look a little sick. Some people turn and walk away. Others have to look
To the cabin.
down. Yep. So once everyone kind of regains themselves, they start making their way back to the cabin. And when they open up the door, it's barren. It seems like they brought everything. The fire's still going, and the stew is still spilled across the ground. It is still very gruesome to look upon. But the table's been cleared, and it seems like the few items that were in here.
That's why I keep that shit open.
Yep. Few items are gone.
Do the old point method.
Yep. So you end up having a few people you can hear around back yelling. And when you guys make it back outside, you can see that there are footprints, lots of footprints, heading higher up the mountain.
Yeah, just like just
leading the charge.
Yeah.
Oh.
Still in like the group of like young people, but not in front, not leading the charge.
That's fair. So you make your way up higher and higher, and again, it starts to even out with this trail. It starts to get a little easier to get to the top, and it's a short distance up to the top. And by the time you make it up there, you see Grayla at the edge of the volcano, still cackling, hood pulled back. And you see the Yule lads all surrounding the edge, watching her.
Shirt off.
Can I?
Sure, I'll just
Am I within 10 yards of Grayla?
10 yards, I would say.
Oh no.
Close.
Jump.
I'm gonna sprint up to where I know I'm within.
Yeah.
And just you know, just jump.
Gotcha.
You just.
Yeah, I have to roll a check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll also be opposed.
Yes. Damn.
That's an extreme. One hit the boss. One hit the boss.
Alright. So you say that, and you watch as she takes half a step back, her foot just barely teetering on the edge, and you just hear the most hair-raising cackle as she just leans back and plummets into the volcano. As soon as you see that...
Oh, that's a point. That's a point of sanity.
As soon as you see that, you hear the Yule lads all cackling.
Maybe that's what she wants.
Yeah, all cackling in, again, grating noises. It's very bizarre and, again, very hair-raising. It's just very uncomfortable sound. And then they all end up darting out into the woods, all disappearing and scattering.
I'm going to run up to the foot of the volcano and look down to see if I see Grayla.
I'm right beside him.
With how far down it is definitely hard to see, but at the very bottom you see a mound crumpled at the bottom.
That's what. Smoke a cigarette for a second.
Well, that was easy, right? Like, I'm not the only one that thinks that was easy.
Joke's on you, you gotta put its heart in a box and bury that in the graveyard.
I'm gonna look back. What's the crowd of people doing?
Standing in shock. All of them are standing there, just staring at you. Since you were the one that ran up to the edge, just staring.
I ran up with him.
Oh, okay, staring at you too. And a few of them are turning to murmur to each other, but for the most part, the group is silent.
Right now, they're looking at two gods. Like, this volcano, just shirtless. He's like was flipping cards. Like, really good gods now.
Oh, I guess we're done. So I'm gonna head back down.
All right. So the group watches as you pass. The group starts to part as you two walk through, and they're watching you two in silence.
That's why I sent a mental message to Benny, be like, "This is the coolest shit ever."
And I am going to say, in mental message back, This seemed too easy, right?
Don't ruin the moment.
Like,
Let's bathe at the moment for 1 second. We all know it's gonna go to shit earlier.
Walk over and be like, what happened?
Grayla fell, and she must have been suicide since she
It was
knew-
weird because she just literally just leaned back and fell into the volcano.
Do you think she's dead?
It was a volcano. So,
Is there lava at the bottom?
No, it's dormant.
there was just a mound.
It was dirt, but you saw like a mound, which you presume.
I'm walking back and checking that.
That's what it's like.
I thought it was lava.
No, it's like.
That's why I flipped the cigarette in there to see if we could see anything.
Yeah, I'm going back. We're double checking.
Okay.
We learned our lesson with the Wendigo.
Yeah. Walking along behind them.
Yeah.
Shay.
Is there like a path down? Is there a path down?
Not that you can find. You'd have to climb down. Do you?
I'm going to start pointing at like the mound, the volcano at the people, and just rope. Do you have rope?
You end up seeing a few people kind of look and question each other, and then eventually someone, and then pull out a thing of rope.
Okay. Can we fasten on anything?
There are a few branches and things, just roots and stuff. I would say probably have to roll, like, was it luck to be able to find something?
You think maybe I could hold it?
I'll roll a luck.
Okay. That would be a strength for you.
That's not a.
That's a 4.
I mean that's not a D10 though.
Oh.
That
My bad.
was a 4.
Yeah.
I'll keep the 4 there. 24. That's a success.
Okay. So, yeah, you see a few pretty sturdy looking, just trees that had been toppled, and there are roots sticking up that are.
And does the rope
pretty
reach
well
to the bottom?
It does not, but it reaches pretty close. You'd probably have to drop down about maybe 10 feet.
Do you want to attempt to go down there?
100%.
Alright. Do you want to lead the charge?
You already know.
No?
I want to make sure. I'm gonna go double check
Not.
it's tied on the
Okay. I don't know what kind of roll that would be.
I guess it's a string of just a
Climb?
Well, no,
Oh,
to
yeah. Oh,
to
yeah.
check
I'd
the
probably
knot.
a climb.
Yeah. Oh, to check the rope would be a strength check probably.
I don't know.
Yeah. I just want to make sure it's tied.
Yeah. That, I would say, is an appraise. To check to see if a knot is tied.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, appraise.
I'm just gonna walk over
Close.
and just pull it.
You were so close. 40
Oh.
off.
Yeah, it's not close enough.
Did you expect me to just fucking yeet get Grayla off the fucking mountain?
Not really.
So I'll do that and I'll take off.
Okay.
My boss, he killed in one hit.
Maybe. Possibly. Maybe she was distracting you from the boss.
Possibly.
So you end up making your way down. That would be... You're leading the charge, correct?
100%.
Okay. So... Rappelling down...
I don't have a high climb.
Yeah, rappelling down...
Honestly, that's a much higher. But I'll take it.
I don't think I'm going to give you a climb going down, but going back up.
That works.
Okay.
Um,
So...
Do you mind if I'm not very into the physical...
Would you like me just to go then?
Confirm the death.
Works for me.
Okay, cool.
Shay, do you want to try to do one of your mind thingies to see if we have any threats? Since you had one about her.
I could try, but I can't guarantee anything.
Hey, that's all we're asking for.
Alright.
That's a while.
I'll do my best.
I'm gonna start.
So I'm at the edge of the volcano then. Basically sit down.
Hope the wind doesn't blow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Hope I don't fall
just
asleep.
watch the body to see if I see any movement.
That's fine. So you make your way down, and
Are you climbing down? Yeah, well, you're calming down?
I'm rappelling down.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm waiting up.
So, yeah.
Just
So-
keep your gun on her.
Yeah. Roll a sidekick because this is going on. So you end up rappelling down to a point where you get to the edge of the end of the rope, and from here it's about a 10-foot drop down to the floor of the volcano.
That's nothing.
You end up jumping down, just kind of plopping down again, releasing the rope, and as you drop, the ground here is very dry. It cracks in a few places when you hit the ground, and there's a bit of dust that kicks up. And yeah, a bit of ash, so your shoes are starting to get stained, and what does kick up, it clings to your clothes in places, and the soot is starting to...
The skin, I've no shirt on.
Oh, that's right. So, you were getting ash all over your shirt. Where the rope had touched the side of the volcano wall, and then you grabbed it, your hands are covered in soot, and just, of course, it's sticking to you, probably a little sweaty, so you're getting covered in soot.
That's fine.
So, the fan service character here right now. Covered in soot, a little sweaty, that beautiful sheen on my skin. I wipe the brow. I'll crack open a Red Bull. No. Anyway, so you can tow your way out towards the middle where what you presume to be Grayla is.
Pull out my knife.
Okay. So you're prepared in case shit goes south.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? Just gonna
Roll her over. Is she still there?
Yeah.
Is she face down or face up?
Face down.
Roll her over.
It's disgusting. There's so much broken. There's so much broken on this body.
Is there
It looks like Grayla.
time for it looks like, can I double check it?
Sure.
I don't like that looks like.
Looks like Grayla. Would that be an appraise?
How far down is he?
From the top, I would say that it would probably be about a 50-foot drop. No, I would say probably less than that. I'd say it's probably closer to about 40-foot drop. About 30 foot of rope and then 10 feet.
So it looks like the same parts we seen earlier.
Kind of. There's a lot of...
40
Maybe.
feet? Bro, you're still in range of my gun.
So time for the gory part. I'm gonna take my knife, saw this bitch's head off.
Dang. Alright. So... You grab, I assume, by the hair to start.
Yeah.
Grab by the hair, reach down with the knife, make the first incision, the first slit.
Deep.
Nothing so far. Start sawing into it, and takes you a while. You get to a point where you hit bone, and it is tough to cut through.
We needed to confirm the death, though.
No, 100%. If I have to go down there with a fucking arm and break her neck more, I will.
So you end up cutting through, and it's not a beautiful job. It's pretty rough, but you cut the head off. It is there.
I'm gonna send a message up to Benny saying, I sawed her head off.
Do you want to light her on fire while you're down there?
I'm gonna let's see what would be the easiest way to do this. I want to cut some of my
Can I use never mind, you're on your own.
I want to message up to Benny say, is there something that you have, maybe you can make me somewhere I can fasten this head to me where I climb? Like if you have to or go grab my shirt and throw my shirt down here.
Where is your shirt?
It's literally right beside it, or right where we just was.
He took his shirt off to climb down the
I'm
volcano.
gonna just grab it and just let it go.
So I wanna take the shirt and tie it around to make almost a cape so I can stick the head in.
Alright.
Now, light the cigarette, flick it on her, and go and try to light her on fire.
Alright. So it's pretty dry down here.
Gotta confirm the death.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it's pretty easy to get a little bit of a fire going. It's nothing major, but it does start to catch on her clothes, and she ends up having a bit of burlap and like a burlap sack with her. That catches fire the quickest, and you can see there are things when it burns through the bag. There are things falling out, usually teeth and like smaller
So I'm
bones.
going to get the ladder.
Yeah. Also, fun fact: do you know that when you get cremated, your teeth explode? It's forbidden popcorn.
So I'm trying to get the hell out of here. This place is on fire. I'm in an oven.
Yes. So, it will be a roll or a climb to.
I was about to say, I've got to die.
Yes, it'll be a climb to basically find your way to get.
I can't roll worth shit, man.
Up to the. Okay.
Is this supposed to be trying to grab the rope or
yeah, to like climb up to get to the end of the rope.
Alright, then so I can roll that one until I get it, because I mean it's just.
You falling back down 10 feet. Yeah, you've got 4 feet between you and the rope.
Oh, damn. We got it.
Okay. I start saying I was gonna start being like, all right, you're gonna start taking like hits because you keep falling down.
As an extreme, I grabbed it.
Okay. So you hop up, and for an extreme, I'll say you get about halfway up the rope before you're starting to feel it. It's getting kind of tough, especially with a head strapped to your back. Not only a head, but a head of a giantess. It's starting to get pretty tough. So I'm going to have you roll one more time.
Climb.
Here comes a push. I knew it. I'm about to push it.
So it is getting.
That's all I got to do. There's nothing else I can do.
You're slowing down. You've got another 10 feet or so before you reach the top.
Can I message up to Benny and say pull the rope?
You can, yeah.
To use some of the men to pull the rope.
Before this resolves, did my vision...
Alright, what you end up seeing...
He sees the visions. Like, if he cuts off the head, it gets worse.
She grows too. She's a hydra. So you end up seeing another hooded figure. But this one doesn't look near as large as Grayla. And you end up hearing a familiar sound.
Cackling laugh?
Nope.
Don't like that.
Yep. And also the clop of hooves.
Pull the rope.
Evil Santa. So yeah, I want to start like trying to gather people to get them to pull the rope.
That's fair. Okay. So it's kind of hard to convey at first, but once they see you grabbing the rope and pulling, a few people kind of stumble over themselves trying to get to you to help. So that will give you a bonus dice on this next climb to help you get to the last 10, 15 feet.
Oh, bonus die though.
Yes.
Oh no. Oh no.
I'm shit.
Yeah.
I'm shit.
All right. So
I cannot get a good roll.
What is it?
So.
What is it? We looked it up last time. D3 or D6 per 10 feet, depending on what type of.
Yeah.
How soft is the bottom?
It's rock.
It's rock. I mean, granted, it's rock and ash.
It's rock that's on fire.
It'd be a D6.
It's not on fire. It's dormant.
It'd be a D6. 4 D6s?
He's only about 30 feet off the ground.
I thought it was 40 feet up.
I'm not all the way at the top.
Yeah, he's
Oh
not
yeah,
to the
so
top.
3 D6.
It's probably 3d6 for 3d10.
That's 3D6. It was 1D3 and then 1D6.
Oh.
Because we looked it up last time.
So what's this one?
Yes.
Cool. Yeah. Hilariously, because Bo fucking almost fell to his death.
How much health do you have?
18.
So
if I roll 3 6s.
Yeah.
well, didn't you lose some earlier?
No, I did. That's why I have 18.
Yeah. He is not.
I have 21 naturally.
Okay, not bad.
That's why I survived.
At least, yeah.
You very well.
Barely.
You could definitely go unconscious when you hit the ground. I think you go unconscious.
I'll allow you to re-roll that one.
Yeah.
Oh, what is a 1?
It's a wall, man.
It's a 1.
Okay, so 9 points of damage. So you're at 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's half. So
Yeah. So
get a
you
good
end up.
old-fashioned con save. To
Yeah.
see if you
So
stay conscious.
you end up sliding down a little bit. You're sweating, climbing up this thing. So your palms are sweaty.
My knees are weak.
Spaghetti.
What is that?
That's an
38.
That is a pass.
Cool. So you end up sliding down a little bit, get rope burn. It is painful. and it gets to a point where the sweat is dripping into the fresh burns on your hand, rope burns, and you just can't take it. You're gritting your teeth as hard as you can to try and hold on, and you just skid and drop.
Will Hunter.
Dude
You end up landing on the head.
could have died after the boss was dead.
You end up landing on the head and hear a very sickening crunch underneath you.
Hey, that's why I got the head cushion.
There you go. And as soon as you do, you hear an ungodly screech. You're conscious, but you do not feel good. You are aching, and it broke your fall, but barely.
Well, I guess.
Are you okay, Bo?
Barely. I guess I'm gonna try to climb back, fuck it up.
Do you want us to maybe pull you up?
Lower the rope back down, and as I'm climbing, you can pull. Cause I hurt.
Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go.
Well, they're gonna lower the rope back down as I'm climbing.
I'm gonna go and untie the rope and
Lower. Okay.
and
That gives you a little more, so that'll give you advantage.
35. Son of a bitch.
This is just to reach the rope, yeah.
We can lower it down.
Yeah.
As much as it
Okay,
needs.
so this will give you. Yep. Oof.
Dude, you suck.
I'm so bad at rolling, it's unbelievable.
So the group around you.
Well, if they lowered it down.
Just tie it to your waist.
I just need them to lower it 5 feet.
Yeah. If you can get and tie it around yourself some way, because your hands are fucked up now because you've got rope burn and they're stinging really bad. So it's not going to help you climbing back up. You can maybe see if someone else has more rope and have them tie it and then pull you up.
I don't know if they'll be able to, I don't know if they'll be able to get it down far enough I can tie myself.
We were tying it. If we untie it from the tree, we can lower it as much as we fucking need to.
How far away was the tree?
I mean, away from the mountain.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Probably maybe 15 feet.
Yeah.
Alright, then see, I'll do that.
Yeah. That's what we'll do. We'll tie it around your waist, and we'll just pull you up.
Okay.
Because there's 40 of us.
Yeah. Now, real quick, as you're doing that, because that's the easier solution, as you guys are doing that, you end up hearing echo, whimpering, and growling. And you see the aura kind of shift from your side, kind of more so diagonal, more towards your back. Mm-hmm. And he doesn't seem to be cowering so much, more like protecting, just guarding.
I'm going to listen.
Okay. Nothing sticks out at you at first, but you are free to roll listen. It's going to be a hard.
Don't you get advantage?
That's a 3.
I think he's got it.
Bro, roll again.
I can't roll again. I can't get higher on a 0-0.
Yeah.
I'll let you roll the other one. Go for it. Roll for the one.
Roll for the one. Alright, let's see if I crit. No, I don't.
You didn't get
I'll
stick with the 3.
You did get an extreme though.
Yeah. So you hear a heavy breathing. Sounds like almost like an animal, something just breathing calmly.
I thought we would have heard bells. I thought we would have heard the bells more.
Mm-hmm. We'll see. You hear the breathing, and then you feel something watching you.
Annie, I got a bad feeling about this.
Well, we're trying to get Bo out of the volcano right now.
I'm going to point in the direction that Woofus is pointing.
Yeah.
And say, I hear something over there. Something big breathing.
And so everyone else has got it, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop as they're continuing to pull him up. gun drawn. I'm gonna go see if I can see anything in the tree line.
As you're walking through, you do hear jingling, and you hear something galloping off into the distance.
Away?
Yes, just real fast, and then sound of jingling bells in the distance.
Shay, you heard that too, right?
Yep, definitely heard that. Santa's pissed.
Yep. Evil Santa, the 50 cents.
I'm not giving you my 50 cents until we see Santa being evil.
You won't see anything.
But
So, always gonna win.
He's
that
right
bet.
there being evil to give me the 50 cents.
Damn it.
but
He's right there. Can't you smell him?
but I'm
Smells like candy cane.
I'm gonna keep an eye out.
Under her nose.
I'm gonna keep an eye out.
Okay.
I'm gonna look around and see if anyone else noticed the ringing, the bells.
Okay. No one seems to have noticed. They're kind of preoccupied with what's going on in the volcano. Mostly people are talking amongst themselves. They're not really focused on what you guys are doing. Mostly the man who just climbed down the volcano and fell 30 feet and nearly died.
Jesus, dude. Your luck can't save you now.
And you were slowly lifting up. You were
Just like
almost at the top.
dangling,
Yeah, just grumpy.
How long does it take for me to get my PowerPoint back? One recovery for 10 minutes.
every hour.
3 hours. Never mind.
Now, they finally end up getting Bo up to the top. There are a few people who come to his aid and kind of check over his injuries and make sure he's okay. The first thing they really notice is the blood seeping through your pant leg. So they go and they start to wrap that first. So they end up having a few people kind of help lift you up. There's like 3 or 4 people help lifting you onto your feet. And you finally end up standing up, and it's pretty tender walking on a leg that's, just had him stuck in a bear trap. But you're up. You're alive, barely.
Since they're using first aid, does he gain health?
I would have to roll that. Let me see.
That would be a medical check for you to roll.
Just a shitty ass doctor. Here, let me splint your legs.
You got ghost in your blood. Cocaine.
Yep.
Leeches. So 1d4.
You got a headache? I'll drill a hole in your head and let the bad spirits out.
Sorry. Can someone get that dice?
Nice, bro.
Ran rogue.
Go ahead.
So, the sound just fades off into the distance, into the woods. You can still hear the slight jingling of bells, but it seems like it's gone out and stopped. It's shifting.
Is there any snow nearby, or is it all melted?
It's all melted to this point. You can kind of see, towards the foot of the mountain, and on the mountains around you,
That's
it's
fine.
focused more so.
That's fine.
So did we get it?
I just turn around. Do I still have the head? Is it just squashed?
Oh, it's crushed. It's mush on your back.
Pancake.
Yeah.
I just turn around.
Also, when you fell on it, I'd say probably the biggest reason you took points is because you had bone, skull, fractured skull pieces,
We'll
shards
see you to a hospital at some point.
stabbing into your back.
What do you
The
think?
between episode
Good old between episode hospital trip.
Usually involving me for some reason.
So,
I guess we're gonna gather the townspeople and head back to the village.
okay. All right. So, by the time you make it back, it is almost nighttime. It is definitely getting to a point where people are having to struggle, and a lot of people are just following the path that they know naturally.
Yeah.
Just something that they've walked through these woods plenty. They know, have a good idea of the sense of direction they need to head. So you make it back to the village in a decently timely manner.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are still murmuring. That's just a bit hard to understand.
I'm going to find that girl that I know speaks English.
Mm-hmm. She's still in the basically town hall,
Yeah.
and she's still with the children.
Okay, I'm gonna go in there. You can talk to the villagers, but it looks like your problem has been solved.
She kind of scoffs a bit and just goes, "We didn't even know we had a problem. It was."
I hope you enjoyed our play.
Yeah.
Uh,
And like just bow.
excuse me?
You know, the play. We're performers.
Where did you get these children then? If this was a play.
Good question. Time to leave.
Well, it's a
Show
little
your problem now. Bye.
it's a little late, so we were wondering if you could spare a few beds for the night.
Of course, I will contact a few friends and we'll get you set up for the night.
Do you have like a town doctor, medicine woman, anything that involves healing?
Yes.
Our
we do
friend
have a doctor.
took a tumble.
I can see he's got a nasty thing there on his back.
There's your folk
It's like
tale.
riding. It's not very nice.
But,
So she will talk to the older couple, and then they nod, and all three of them head out, and she motions for you to follow her.
Yeah.
I'll try and get you to an infirmary. We have a small doctor, nothing too advanced, but they'll get you patched up.
So I have why are you the only one that speaks English in the village?
Well, I'm not from here, obviously. I traveled and just happened to get lost in the snow. I wandered upon the city, and they took me in, took care of me.
And where are you from originally?
Well, originally I'm actually from Wales.
Would you like to go back?
I guess I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. I was so young when I came here. I don't know my family there anymore.
So you're fine with staying here, though?
Well, yes, the people here have raised me. I don't mind it, but I don't see why it would be an issue to stay. I don't really have much of a life in Wales. I've grown up here, so this is what I know, and this is what I enjoy. And if I weren't here, then you guys would be out of luck.
This is true.
So
So these the nice older couple are basically your adopted parents.
you could say that, yes. They've taken care of me. I was, probably about 9 or 10 when I first came through, and I didn't remember much beforehand, and so they've taken me in, and I've been with them ever since.
Wait,
Am I still
you
there?
got lost in the woods,
Yes,
but you lived in Wales.
yes.
Was your family here?
I don't remember.
Am I still here?
Oh, I caught it.
Yes, yeah.
I caught it. Do you remember anything weird when you showed up?
I remember the woods, and I remember the snow, and that's about it.
Do you recall your name
Um,
before you were here?
Well, I remember. I remember they called me Allie, but when I moved here, they called me. Oh, no, it's time. I forgot. Fuck. I was not prepared. My bad. I want to make sure I say it right. Hrafna. Hrafna. So I remember being called Allie when I was younger, but when I came here, it was just easier to come up with a new name, and I didn't really know the language, so Hrafna became the name that they've given me.
So you've never considered even a little going back to find your real parents?
No, if they didn't come find me, then
Well,
what was the point? If I
Well, you went missing in Wales and ended up in
Well, I don't
a
remember.
forest in Iceland. You see how that's a weird story to tell, right?
I don't remember much before getting lost. I don't know if I was.
Do you
young
have a few hours, because I think I might want to show you something.
I assume so, but I thought you wanted to sleep.
Well, I want to test out a theory, if that's okay.
Okay.
But my friend here needs medical assistance, so we'll handle that first.
That seems smart. Okay. You guys arrive at the infirmary. It's a house. Not really a business. It's a house, and the woman who ends up ushering you in is middle-aged, and she has a couple of small children with her. Probably youngest one's 4, the oldest one's maybe 6 or 7. And by the time you make it into the house, she's got everything set up. She, the older woman, is there talking to her. So she basically warned them that you were coming. And so she has everything prepared and set up on a side table, and has a small cot for you to lay down on. Flop.
Go ahead and rest for a bit, bud.
So she ends up very, very carefully starts cutting away at your pant leg to get to the mark, or to the where the bear trap caught on your leg.
Pause.
Is it just all the people that speak this language?
Yeah, she's the only one that speaks English in the room.
Alright, continue.
Okay. So the woman who is fixing you up, she's trying to reassure you, but again, she does not speak English.
I want to look at her and be like,
She looks a little confused at first, and then, funny enough, the children start babbling to her, and she looks a little embarrassed, and then goes to the cabinet and comes back with a bottle. Those kids
I'm
know
gonna
what
turn the
bad
crown upside down.
So, Allie, do you happen to have any flashlights?
I don't use the name Anne anymore. It's Rafna, and this village isn't very advanced compared to what I remember, but
Torches.
yes, we do have
Lanterns.
torches and lanterns both.
Shay, are you coming with, or are you staying here to monitor?
Trek through the cold to go see something that I can't see, or stay here in the warm.
Go see.
Stay here in the warm, then. Okay.
To go not.
Yeah. I mean, if you've seen a giant dark void once, you've seen it 1,000 times.
So I guess me and Rafna
Mhm.
are going to
Enjoy your date.
trek into the
Enjoy your
woods.
date.
Trek into the woods.
Yes. So
I'm heading back to the
yeah,
gate.
yeah. So it takes a little while. You guys end up, instead of heading the way that you guys originally headed was more so towards the mountain and then over.
Yeah.
Going back is a straight shot. It's a little shorter.
Okay.
So you make it back. It's still pretty dark by the time you get there, and the cabin is still there, and you can see the
No,
gate.
okay. Okay.
Yeah. Well, it's the dilapidated, the ruins of the cabin.
So,
it used to be a cabin.
Rafna, this is going to sound extremely weird,
Wouldn't be the first time.
but I want you to hear me out. We're going to walk through this little gate,
Okay.
and I want you to think about whales.
I will do my best.
Okay.
What? Why are you freaking out?
Just remember to think about
You
whales.
think what I'm thinking? Mm-hmm.
What happened? Don't get distracted and remember just whales.
I will try.
The
Why are you freaking out?
the city whales.
Fucking open the doors to the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah. I thought it was. I thought it was obvious what I was actually like. Not yeah.
But we were both just like whales.
Yeah, like not semantics.
Think about whales.
Okay. So
And
I'm going
dolphins too.
like torch in hand. We're going to walk into the gate.
Okay. So as she goes to step through the gate.
Yeah.
It's subtle, but you can see that she actually holds her breath as she steps through.
Yeah.
And then as soon as she's through, she opens her eyes just little by little and kind of squints and looks around and finally releases a breath. What is this place?
Well, you were wondering how we were travelers, that don't speak the language or anything like that. Well, we're from New York.
I don't know what that is.
It's in America.
I do know what that is.
Okay. Well, in order to get from America to Iceland, we came through this gate. And so if we continue on while thinking about Wales, the city, or the country, location, county, yeah.
Country, yes.
It stands to reason that's where we'll end up.
I don't think I follow, but I'll just trust you and off we go.
So yeah, just walking
Whales.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty short walk before the path splits, and again you can see the tendrils attaching to the walkway and then leading eventually to another door.
Yeah.
And you step through and you see just a cobblestone street. And she steps through and she looks around a bit confused, and then her confusion warps into amazement. It's not necessarily familiar, but it's something about it. It's a smell. I don't know. It's strange. I feel like I've not been here, but I have a feeling of familiarity.
Yeah, well, I think what ended up happening was when you were a little girl, you happened upon one of these gates, and you ended up lost and, stranded pretty much a world away.
I mean, I remember when I was younger, I was very, very naughty. I misbehaved a lot, so... What?
Sorry, keep going. Keep going. Me and Brian, okay.
What?
Naughty, and my brain immediately went dirty.
Wow. She was a child.
Yeah, I know. My first thought was, are you still? Like,
Then he's like, I mean, we're alone on the street.
Yeah.
So, I used to be a bit of a bully, and I've of course learned since then, but I don't think I was much one to run away or to go into places like this where I didn't belong.
What?
Should not taken.
So, do you remember anything strange about when you got lost in the woods?
No, not really. I remember falling asleep, and then I remember darkness, and then I woke up in the woods. I vaguely remember a sound. I remember the crunch of snow and how cold it was, and a tinkling sound.
Sounded like bells.
I guess. I don't know. It's been so long.
Well, on our way here, the original goal was us to go back to New York, but we heard bells and got distracted by the thought of Santa Claus.
I see.
Do you know who Santa Claus is?
Saint Nicholas.
Yes, Saint Nicholas. And we ended up in Iceland instead.
That's strange.
You see, the gate. The secret is, as long as you're thinking about a location, as you walk through it, you'll end up in that location.
Interesting. Do you think that perhaps... No, never mind. I want to go back now.
Do you think that you were kidnapped? Is that what you're thinking?
Well, the whole Growler thing, it's very similar to Krampus, but that's not really something that we celebrate or we talk about in Wales, and it's not something that we really focus on much in Iceland, so it's all very confusing. I'm tired. I want to go home now.
Yeah, we'll go back through the gate, and I'll remind her to think of Iceland.
Oh, she's thinking of home.
On our way back through.
It's so confusing.
Yeah. And back through the gate, thinking of Iceland, thinking of her home.
Yes.
I'm thinking of Santa, because apparently that worked. Like...
So, you two, well, it wasn't necessarily that you were thinking of Santa, just listening to the bell, thinking of the bells.
Yeah. Well, thinking of Santa. That's what I'm thinking of.
All right.
Because apparently
End
that
up
works.
in fucking North Pole.
Yeah.
Resurrections.
You two walk up to a path, and it splits. One goes to the left.
Oh, fuck.
The other goes to the right. It's making a V shape.
Okay, I may have fucked this up because I was thinking of Santa.
She kind of looks a little taken aback and just shakes her head and goes, I still don't understand you. You are one strange man.
It's very stressful doing what I do.
I can tell. It is stressful being around you.
Which way do you think is Iceland?
She kind of looks off to each side and just goes, I guess to the left.
We're gonna reset this. We're gonna go back and continue. I'm gonna think of Iceland this time to see if that works.
There's one path.
Okay.
She's very confused and just, wait, we were just here and it happened.
Yes. Time is an illusion.
Human perception.
Yeah.
And birds are government conspiracy.
They work for the bourgeoisie.
Yes. So,
Trust me, I could explain this to you, but it would literally melt your brain.
she literally just kind of peeks at you from the corner of her eye and then goes back to looking at the pathway and just keeps going. She's very uncomfortable, but she's just going to deal with it. So, you come to the doorway. It's familiar. You see the snow at the bottom and step on in, and you end up stepping through.
Yeah.
And everything is as it should be.
Yeah.
You're back in Iceland.
Heading back to the village.
Mm-hmm. So you make your way back, and again, as you get closer to the village, the snow starts to melt and it gives way to grass and dirt.
Yeah.
So you make your way to the village, and by this time, Bo has been bandaged up to a point where he's pretty sturdy. He's making do with what he's got, maybe a little tipsy.
No.
He is
Definitely tipsy.
not feeling that bear trap wound.
Are you okay to leave, Bo?
How did your date go?
We went to Wales?
Nice. Did you make out?
No, we did not,
No.
Shay.
I'm just gonna stand and be like,
She's 15 hormones are raging.
oh, yeah, I'm ready to leave, but we should come back because they got some killer fucking alcohol.
Yeah. Well, Rafna,
Scandinavians.
we're going to take our leave now.
You're not going to stay?
No, I'm going to go sleep in my own bed tonight.
The doorway.
Yes, the gate, yes.
Gotcha. Well, I guess take the lanterns. You'll need them. So.
Can I have some alcohol to go? Give it to her, Parker.
It is illegal where we live.
Oh.
Is that smuggling?
Technically.
It's okay.
Technically.
Yeah, we're not.
But
We done.
do you
this.
think Parker's gonna care?
Yeah.
Do you do crimes?
No.
Parker sneezes somewhere in the
Just
distance.
like
Yeah, I just-
Benny's getting ready to nod his head because like 100% breaking and entering is like the go-to crime for me.
Yeah.
The joke is like, of course you guys do crimes.
Yeah.
She knows that already.
No, Parker.
Wasn't she there when you broke into the one place?
Yeah, she did come to school with us.
Huh.
She did come to the school with us.
No,
No, that
it was
was before.
the pawn shop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
She did go to the.
Yeah, because she pressed her face through the window even though she can't
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
So,
Well, Rafna, if you ever need our assistance for anything, all you gotta do is go through the gate and think of New York, and you'll see an angry old man named Dr. Gray, and he'll find us. And
Oh, okay. I hopefully won't have any problems, but I'll keep that in mind.
I'm gonna do I have like a sheet of paper?
Resourceful.
Yeah, I'm gonna fuck it. I'll use resourceful for it.
Best use of resourceful.
Yeah.
A piece of paper.
Yeah.
And he's like,
Well,
alright.
my notepad, my
Yeah.
detective notepad.
Yeah. He pulls
And
it
I'm
out
going
and he's
to-
like, and I grab my pen. He didn't say pen. I'm just
Yeah.
kidding. I wouldn't be that kind
My
of asshole.
my notepad and pen.
Yes, yeah.
I'm gonna write down my my house's phone number and rip off and give it to her just in case you may need to call me.
Thank you. I will keep that in mind. And thank you for showing me that.
Yeah. Teared up. I don't know why.
Oh,
Sorry, it's not that. It's just I think something got in my eye.
Yeah, you're good. I know. I do that too when I get emotional.
It's okay.
Yeah. Emotional
Yeah.
for what?
What is this cut here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's the friends that made it along the
Yeah.
way. Thank you,
Well-
Rafna.
You have a good night and don't let Krampus get you.
It's Gray that's the one that we not Krampus.
Okay.
But understandable. And she reaches out to shake your hand.
Did she get me any alcohol?
Yes. Well, she didn't. The other she
gonna-
told the
I'm
other one,
sorry,
but yes.
I'm gonna shake her hand.
Okay. And be safe out there. Okay. You guys are free to go.
I'll grab the alcohol.
Yeah.
Walk back to the walk back to the gate and man, it's gonna be late by the time we get back.
Yeah. It is probably past midnight at this
Yeah.
point.
That's Iceland time.
True.
That's
Probably
another,
morning.
That's
by the
another
time
thing that we have to fucking worry about. Time is weird when we're
Yep.
globe trotting around the world.
Yeah, by the time you get back, it's probably going to be the start of the day. So
Yeah.
you guys literally went back in time,
Yeah.
in quotation marks.
Yeah. Well, sort of a new day.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So, you guys end up making your way back through the woods.
Yeah.
Retracing your steps, you can see your old footsteps. And you see hoof marks in the snow as well. And it's very faint, but you can still hear the bells.
I'm beelining it for that gate.
Yeah, we're gonna just walk through the gate.
Okay. So you walk up to the building, and at first everything looks as before, and you start to head through. Only a spot hidden.
With
Anyone.
advantage?
Yeah.
I'll do it. I'll take
Anybody
care of it.
can roll it.
I'll take care of it. I got Brian. Nice, Brian.
13.
Technically a pass.
Yeah,
Nice. You trip over it.
That's a success. 37.
I
That's
got
a
higher
success.
success. I demand
Okay.
this.
Yeah, it's a
So-
success.
What happens is Shay trips over something,
Yeah.
and Benny happens to look down and notices. So Shay kind of looks down and, I guess, tells
Yeah, I'm just like,
Lucius.
stupid root and kick it, whatever it is.
And when you kick it, it actually clatters over to your feet. And it is a journal. And it has Icelandic writing carved into the leather.
I'm gonna pick it up, open it, and is it all Icelandic?
It is, but you hear murmuring, just a whisper when you open the book. And something about it jumps out at you. And it sounds like it's calling for you.
Yes, I want it.
Can only he hear it, or can we all hear it?
Only he can hear it. So you hear murmuring and again whispering. It sounds like a bunch of different voices whispering in another room. It's odd. It sounds like it's coming from the book. And as soon as you close it, it stops.
I'm gonna hand it to Bo, and
Thanks, pal.
and like, hey, can you check to see if it whispers to you too?
Wait, what was
What?
to what now?
Don't worry about it. You can't read anyways.
You know, fair.
So I'm just gonna like grab from the middle and just.
All right. Nothing.
I think we've been an ice on a little too long there, pal. And it's like kicking back the book. It's our head for the gate.
I'm gonna put that in my jacket pocket. That seems like something I want.
Perhaps. We'll
Yeah.
see. You have to get translated.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Hey, I know a person that can do that for me.
Yeah.
I've met a friend, and it's just a quick jaunt over to fucking Iceland.
So, you guys make your way through, and it by no time you end up stepping foot. And
It's convenient as shit.
yeah, you step through, and the butler's sitting there, kind of nodding off in a chair. Seems like he's drug a chair over and set it down in front of the gate.
He's down in the basement. Poor fucker.
Were you waiting for us, friend?
He startles a bit and looks up and just goes, "Oh, Master Gray was getting word that you weren't going to make it back, so he sent me down here to
We're the best at what we do.
We went on a
Whatever that is.
babysit."
I'm still not sure.
we went on an adventure.
I can tell you would go.
Would
We
you-
went and killed Santa.
Oh dear.
Santa's evil counterpart's wife, technically.
Not really wife.
Technically.
She has a lazy husband. I
Yeah.
forget it's something with an L.
Look, I just googled
It
it.
looked like leprechaun when I read it, so I don't know. Literally,
I
my brain
Googled
went
it.
leprechaun, lazy.
Any Icelandic viewers, we are so sorry for
Yeah.
butchering your.
Yeah.
any-
Exactly. I wanted it to be fun, and Icelandic lore and myths and stuff is really cool.
Lepaludi.
That sounds about right. Sure.
Yeah, Lepaludi.
Yeah.
Lepaludi.
One day I'll learn to actually pronounce these things.
Yeah. They don't fucking set shit in countries you can't pronounce the names.
Hey, but did you have fun?
Yeah, but we're
You got a
going.
cool spell.
I'm going to bed now.
All right.
I'm going to head home.
Okay. He leads you to the elevator, and you guys go on up. So, just driving home.
Yeah.
No stops. Nothing.
Home.
Home.
Not to the hospital.
Probably asleep in the taxi.
We'll drop him off at the hospital. Actually, yeah. You say
Bye, Bo.
Yeah, we'll drop him off at the hospital.
How much did they? What all did they do to me in Iceland?
First aid, not
Yeah.
like
Yeah, I
medical
mean, we were gone.
I mean-
We were gone for what, 20 minutes?
Yeah.
They amputated
Probably-
your leg.
Yeah,
Immediately, they're like, we gotta get rid of this.
I mean, there really wasn't that much I needed to fix.
they basically just added things to keep infection out and then wrapped it to ensure that you didn't bleed out.
How the fuck did you get a skull shard stuck in your back?
Basically,
Yeah.
basically, like, what kind of animal were you
I'm
hunting?
gonna set the bottle of
Yeah,
alcohol.
some bullshit lie that we like, which is like what we're obviously
we were
doing every
bear
time.
hunting and it was
Like,
dark.
I'm gonna, before you drop me off, I'm gonna set the bottle up with you, Benny, and say, put this in Parker's room. And just get out and stumble towards the doors.
And then I'm heading home.
Okay,
I was like, here's my punch card
So-
for my
I guess
free
it's
visit.
Shay.
yeah.
Yeah,
Me and
fast
Shay. You guys-
asleep in the car.
Yeah, you guys are making your way home. Shay probably falling
Oh
asleep
yeah,
to the
fast
point.
asleep. Fast asleep.
Gotta make it soft. Shay has fallen asleep and her head just right against Benny's shoulder. Familial.
I'm
Wow!
kidding.
It's like,
I'm kidding. I don't push.
Okay.
I don't push. Yeah.
It's like, I'm your father, and she's like, no, and he's like, disgusting children. Fucking hate teenagers.
Yeah.
So, I had thump. Oh, familial, how cute. So, you make your way home, and you pull into the driveway, and Parker's car's there. But it looks a little different.
Too tired to care.
You're trying to care. Alright. You're free to go to bed.
Yeah, going to bed. Going to bed. 100% going to bed. I'm gonna go into my study though before I go to bed and put
Okay.
the book in my like my bookshelf in my study,
Okay. Alright.
and then lock the door of
Alright.
the study on my way out, and then go to bed.
Gotcha.
and sleep like a fucking rock.
Interesting. All right. Well, you hear the car rev, like start up, start pulling out of the driveway, and that's where I'm gonna cut it.
This is Bodine Dean Smalls here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.